Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for episode 100 of the MeepleCore podcast, a bi-weekly podcast about board games, video games, music, and nerd culture. I am your host, Tim Jennette, the Metal Meeple, and I'm joined by my co-hosts,
Matt RoBear,
Eric Ledford,
George Breden.
In this special episode, we go over our top 20 games of all time. Alexa, ask a random question.
Here's a question for you. Who is the funniest person you know? Ratings help me get better at recommending skills.
Alexa, stop. I want to. She does this all the time. We just want to answer the question, Alexa. Who's the funny? No, I didn't mean you again. Oh, she's listening to me now. Who's the funniest person you know? Does that exclude or include celebrities? I mean, we don't really know them, right?
Yeah, we don't really know.
You have to know them.
Oh.
Like, I take that as, like, personally.
All right. I don't know how to answer this question. I know some funny people.
Yeah, I know. There's no one that...
We don't have, like, a comedian in our group.
All right.
Yeah, I'd have to... I mean, if we're just going by people we personally know, I'm going to have to go with my brother, JC.
Or me. I'm pretty funny.
Eric's, like, got the king of That's What She Says. He's got that crown going on.
That's right.
It's kind of a one-trick pony, though, Eric. It's funny. No, you are pretty funny, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think we're equally funny. I don't know if I have any. I don't know. I don't see anybody who stands out trying to be like a massively funny guy. I mean, everybody I know says funny things.
Right.
Okay, we need more jokes on this show, I think.
Apparently, yeah.
Someone needs to take over the role and be like, you're the funny guy.
My friend Zach that I work with, he is pretty funny, but like from a stupid standpoint. So I guess I'm gonna go over Zach. No offense to him,
Sorry,
he knows what I'm talking about. Like
Zach.
he named his like board game arena account Meltable Water. It's just he's 23 years old and he has more dad jokes than I do, and I have 2 kids. It's like that kind of humor. He'll say really funny things. It's just so dry and so corny.
Right?
I'm like,
yeah,
man, when you have kids and they're a little older, they're either gonna absolutely love you or hate you. Matt, you got the dad jokes going?
From time to time. I don't know.
What about you, Eric?
Oh, I come up with some good ones sometimes. Yeah.
Like they laugh to entertain you, or they laugh because it's so ridiculous?
A little bit of both.
Like when you did we talk about this last time? Like,
so actually, I mean, I say some stupid stuff even to the kids. So we were talking about Emily just got braces, and she had one of these teeth coming out, like a snaggle tooth or whatever, and it didn't want to come out. It was behind. I think it was behind a permanent tooth. So I just kind of commented that it was just afraid of her face and. So it didn't want to come out.
Out of context, that sounds mean.
That's not mean. No, but in all fun, right?
Yeah, if you're there, it's like playful.
Yeah. Right, it's playful.
Matt, you got any good dad jokes?
I'm very situational.
Oh, it has to be in the spur of the moment.
It's got to happen like right then. I can't think of anything that I've even said that's really that funny, but I do get occasional eye rolls. So
that's how you win.
Yeah,
the eye rolls win. What did I say it last time on the podcast? Where it's like, what do you call a fish with 2 knees? Toonie fish. Yes, we have it. They do it all the time on YouTube and stuff where they have like dad jokes, and if people laugh, they get points or whatever. I almost need to do that. I think it's even a segment on our show.
I laughed at that one. I laugh at dumb jokes.
Those are usually the best ones.
So I met my girlfriend at the zoo last week, and she was in uniform. I really like her. She's a keeper.
It had a setup and everything.
I know. I'm like, at first I was like, what? You COVID? And then I was like, uniform. Yeah, it broke down. Anyway.
It takes a second, that one.
It takes a second. Thank you if you're tuning into the podcast for the first time, because I'm going to try to promote the crap out of this episode, because this is a really important episode for a couple of reasons. One, it is our 100th episode of the show. And if that breaks down, we do bi-weekly. It's like, 24, 26 episodes a year. Typically it's 24 just because we might skip a week here and there for like holidays and such. But that's crazy. That's like 4 years. As a matter of fact, I can't even remember. Was it I think it was 2016 that we posted our first episode. It was like in April of 2016, I believe. I'm going to check it right now, so I'm not prepared at all. It was posted on April 6th of 2016. So that is over 4 years of podcasting, which is crazy. Really cool stuff. Crazy. Yep. Matt and I started this. We got Eric and George on there over time. We've had some guests. We've had some local guests too. So really fun stuff. The other part on why this is exciting is because if you are a longtime fan and you watched our videos on the Dice Tower of our top 10 games, you'll recognize me and Matt and Eric. Jeremy Hodges, who's the other guy that was on our episodes, like I think 2 of the 3 that we did. He did not join us because he got married and basically he doesn't play games anymore. No offense. He does. Actually, I asked him about it, but he said that he had not been playing so many games and everything, so he wasn't able to make it or anything. Otherwise, we would have had 5 people and it would have been awesome. It would have been like so long, but whatever. So he's not here. He gave us some interesting facts on the last episode of the top 10 games. He talked about what changed in our last ones, gave us like data. He was like the sequel guy there.
Yeah.
Right. That
was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But this is we have expanded it. Normally we do our top 10 games. This is our top 20 games of all time with an honorable mention that we'll do right before the number 1. And normally on our episodes, we like to talk about what we've been up to, do some news, talk about games, do some topics. This is strictly going to go straight into our top 20 because it is going to be a pretty long topic to talk through. So hope you enjoy. But before we get to that, I'm going to tell you some ways you can help us out if you want to sponsor or help support the show. We're a huge fan of Humble Bundle. So if you go to MeepleCore.com, there's an orange link that you can click that says Humble Bundle Partner Link. That's going to take you to Humble Bundle with our partner link activated. And any bundles or single games and things that you buy from the site, we will get a kickback of that. It costs you nothing extra. On top of that, anything you buy from Humble Bundle is usually supporting a charity. So if you like to support charities, you can get on there and see which bundles are supporting certain charities. Obviously, if you go on there, you'll find huge bundles of games or books or PDFs of like comic books and things like that. I believe right now, this probably won't even be active at the time, but sometimes they put entire 5th edition bundles on there for D&D supplements and stuff. They've also got like Pathfinder, an entire library of Pathfinder books that you can get. They're all PDFs, but I mean, they're like $15 for this whole thing. So a lot of cool stuff. You can even, during the COVID stuff, they have quite a bit of bundles on self-help things on how to, ranging from like self-help, mental health and stuff to books where you can learn certifications for computers or programming in the cloud and all that stuff. So a lot of cool stuff. Check it out. I signed this up for this strictly because I am a massive fan of Humble Bundle. Been using it almost since it started. So this has nothing to do with money. I'm going to push it anyway, even if we weren't making anything off of it because it's so awesome. But other than that, you can also go to patreon.com/MeepleCore. It's in its infant stages, but please let us know what you would like to see on there. And without further ado, I guess we're going to do our top 20 games of all time. So before we begin our top 20 favorite games, we want to give a shout out to Pub Meeple Ranking Engine. And basically, if you go to rankingengine.pubmeeple.com, it's a way to take anything and rank it. So all these games, you put in all your games on it and stuff, and then you can choose left or right, and it's going to rank all the games for you. If you put a ton of games in there, you're going to be doing all day, clicking the different interactions and stuff. It's going to take a while, but it helped us out quite a bit. So check out rankingengine.pubmeeple.com. Anyway, we're going to start with my number 20. We're going to go around. It's going to be me, Matt, Eric, and George. And then we're going to do a honorable mention right after number 2, and then we'll do our number 1. So my number 20 is Seasons. This is a board game by Liebelude, and it is I probably pronounced that wrong, but it's a board game where you've got dice and cards, and you've got to take your cards, and you get 9 of them. You have to put 3 of them in your hand. 3 of them you'll come out on the second year, and 3 will come out on the third year. The interesting thing about this is I've been playing it recently and getting better at it, and it's kind of ironed out some of the problems I have with the game throughout the years. I don't think it'll ever make it super high on my list, but it did break the top 20. It's interesting because I had a lot of problems with this game. Like, I loved it, but there's like some cards that just didn't seem to be weighted correctly to me, like cost and everything, and I was getting irritated. But as you play the game 1,000 times or dozens or times, then you start to run into interactions that are super awesome and getting it. So what's really cool is I've been hitting like close to 200 every game now. So in points.
Consistency.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I'm pretty excited. I haven't broke 200. 197 has been my highest so far.
I'm really happy this is on your list because I didn't make my list it's a lovely game. The art is incredible. I really like this one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
the art's
Good
really
choice.
good. But Board Game Arena, the only problem is you don't get to roll the big chunky dice.
good. I
That are
know.
really nice.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it is pretty cool. I think Board Game Arena is really good for like multiple plays of a game that you don't necessarily want to get to the table and take up your gaming time on like your main gaming nights.
Mm-hmm.
So it is really cool to get a lot of plays on there. Matt, we need to get you on there, by the way.
Yeah, you're talking. I haven't heard of this Board Game Arena. Is this the new?
It's like a website that plays the game, but it has asynchronous play.
Yeah, it's pretty
So
good.
you can like get on it and you can play it from your phone. It's just a little clunky, but you can get on and like play your turn. And then like the next day, get on, play your turns on all your games. Get on.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It's
Well-
definitely something that's benefits already knowing the game because there's nobody to teach it up front.
Right.
But for games that you already know, it's a pretty good platform.
Yeah. And it's rules enforced. It is a app version of the game. So if I click something, it's like, you can't do that.
Right.
It's like, okay, click this. It plays it. Okay. Like I played a game. This is like totally off topic, but I played a game that had absolutely no clue what's going on. I'm pretty intelligent with board games. I'm just like, please let me finish this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's a big drawback for me because I love doing house rules. And almost every game in my top 20
It's
it's
house rolled.
understood. There are house rules that I play it with. So
That's really interesting.
So you don't really
but
like the
Board Game Arena
games.
is a nice
You like a
platform, I think.
rendition of the games in your top 20.
Yeah, they're all variants. They're all house ruled. They're all
Yeah.
everything.
You make it
because
your own.
They're my top 20. It's what
Yeah.
I like, so I make it the way I like it. Yeah.
That's, I guess that's how it works. All right, Matt, we're going to do your top number 20 for you.
So my top 20 is with the caveat that I really kind of threw this together. So I did my best with it, but I'm also, this number 20 is me being silly. And I put since I just recently joined Kickstarter, I'm putting Ascension, the miniature game,
Ascension Tactics.
But it is by the person who did WoW Minis, which I actually did tournament play and everything. So
Yeah.
it should be the same thing. It's just themed different.
Instead of equipping gear, actually, that's a really cool thing about it. In WoW Minis, you had to like equip gear before the game, and then
Yes.
this one you buy the cards from the Ascension roll
Right.
and equip them that way. So it's really cool.
Yeah. So stretch goals.
Super Mouse stretch for miniatures.
Already cheating on number 20. He's cheating already. But we'll
That's the only
allow
one I'm
it.
cheating on. That's
You got to house rule yours to get them on the list.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that is
Okay,
true.
that's fair. That's fair.
It's on tabletop if anybody wants to give it a twirl before getting it on Kickstarter.
Oh, Tabletop Simulator. Nice. We should give it a try. But yeah, your first Kickstarter, that's crazy. I can't believe this.
This is so awkward. I'm going to break this awkward silence and say this is literally our second take of this first part of it. So if it sounds like we're being weird, maybe I'm the only one noticing it. But we got all the way to Eric, and I realized I didn't hit record on the video. So
So yeah, we're trying to be surprised.
Tim's bad.
we just seem so fake. It's great. I love it. Eric, do your number 20. This is where we left off. So it
right.
won't be as awkward from here on out, probably.
So number 20 for me is Android Netrunner. It is a now non-living card game. It was a living card game where you bought certain packs and data packs and whatnot to expand the game, and you deck build, which is not my favorite type of mechanic to do, just because it takes up more time than I like, pre-game, and then usually you want other people kind of to deck build their own decks. But I'll make an exception for this game because it is so good. Basically, you have a runner that is trying to hack into a corporation, and obviously that corporation is going to try to stop that runner by putting up ice and whatnot to stop them. But yeah, it's always been one of my favorite card type of games, so that's why I made it on my number 20.
All right, my number 20 is Blocky Mountains. Blocky Mountains is a dexterity game that
I feel like it's going to be 20 games I've never heard of. Keep going.
It's a dexterity game made out of all these big kind of blocks that you build according to these cards. And the cards go from difficulty A through C, but then there's expansions. They can get harder as well. But you build this course, and then you have this little trapper dude that's like a wooden pawn. And he's got a loop on top of his head. And you have a stick with a string attached to a hook at the end. And you have to hook the guy and then move him around this course and like move him to certain spots without knocking stuff over, without having him fall off. So he's a mountain climber. He's trying to go through this course. And it plays 2 to 7 people. You have a map that tells you how you're going up the mountain, and you're trying to reach the summit by doing these different courses, these different A through C things for difficulty. And there's different ones where you have a bear also that you have to move with your other hand with the same kind of thing. And you can put on like extensions onto these like sort of grappling hook things. So it gets harder, and you might have to drop him down through a hole, and you have to like kick provisions along with you without knocking them off the mountain. It gets crazy hard. So it can be real easy, or it could be just ridiculously stupid hard, but it's always hilarious. And it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Blocky Mountains, it's a 2014 game by Gerhard Juncker.
It sounds hilarious. So it's like dexterity, right?
Yeah, it's all dexterity. Like you're just, you're moving this thing around, trying not to mess it up, and everyone else is watching you do it. So there can be some downtime, because everyone else is not like playing at the same time, but I've always enjoyed it. Like it's tense, and it's just silly, stupid fun. It's really great for a dexterity game.
My number 19 is the Oracle of Delphi, which I've always pronounced it Delphi. Apparently I was wrong, according to how people say it's pronounced. And this one is published by Tasty Minstrel Games, I believe is the version I've got. It's by my favorite designer, which is Stefan Feld. In this game, you're basically racing to meet all these different objectives and then get back to Zeus in the middle. And the board is like this hexagon, layout, and it has all these different colors. It's like 6 different colors, and you've got dice that have 6 different colors, and you roll them and put them on your board. And it's almost like a rondelle style thing where you can spend points to shift the dice around on your board. And you got to take those actions. But when you take the action, like if you move and you choose a blue, you have to move so many spaces that you're allowed, but you have to land on a blue. Have you played this, George?
No, but I'm really wanting to, because
oh my gosh,
it sounds great. I love rondelles. The idea of a Stefan Feld that doesn't
just give you points for
tons
everything.
Of scoring. Yeah, I really want to play this one.
Yeah,
it is fantastic.
Just pick up the special power that lets you move additional movement every round, and you're set.
Yeah.
Okay. There is one special card that I've deemed, not playable for our group. It's like the special player powers that you shuffle and give to each person. There is one that we have said, like just pick it, you win. And it really has won almost every game.
Yep.
So I'm not very fond of that, but it's easily just removed.
Yeah, just put it in the box. Yeah.
Yeah. There's plenty of other special powers. I think there's like 12 of them. So if you take out one, you still have a stack of them, and you only play it 4 players, I believe. Yeah. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
but
I'd like to try it.
Interesting fact, this is dropped from number 5 on my list from before.
Wow.
It dropped pretty heavily, and it's not because it's bad. It's because I played so many other games or really sat down in the Pub Meeple thing, helped me decide where it should be properly without me just arbitrarily slotting it in. So,
yeah, well, 19 is, that's still really
pretty
high,
good, right?
Considering how many games you played.
Yeah. Considering, I think that for me, it's like my top 10, and then number 11 to like 58 is like the number 11. You know what I mean? Like they're so close at that point. My top 10 are pretty definitive, I think. Obviously not since this one dropped so far, but it's been a couple years since last time. So,
and for, am I going?
Yeah.
Was that look at me? Okay. So my 19, I wasn't sure if you feel like you wanted my opinion on the game.
You can if you want.
No. Actually, I will say that this like made a short list, but I couldn't remember how it got played. Oh. But I remember I liked it a lot. But my number 19 actually fell out of my top 10 pretty hard too. It's Escape Survive Escape from Atlantis. I used to really enjoy this game when it came out. It's a nice family style, gotcha kind of game, but nothing you take too seriously whenever, your meeple dies or gets thrown in the water and a shark eats them or whatever. But we actually broke this out with my family, and my daughter had a friend spend the night.
And they never talked to each other again.
Yeah, well, no, it was just that excitement wasn't there as much as it
really?
used to be. So it just made me think that I don't know what changed. It's me, not the game. I guess I don't know,
Yeah.
but
It's not you, Gabe. It's me. As he slides it back on the shelf.
so I don't know what happened, but I just definitely did not get the same feeling out of the game that I had in the past.
Definitely say it's going to depend on the players on how much that interaction is supported by the players and embraced by them.
Yeah, no, it's and that was fine because it was still my wife, my daughter, and my son, and we were doing our same thing. I mean, nothing changed. The gameplay didn't change in that sense. So I mean, and like I said, we played with 5 people. It's definitely fun to play with 6. But yeah, I just don't know what happened. But it dropped out for me. So that's my number 19.
Cool. Number 19 for me is a card game called Battle Line. So in this game, you have these 9 flags in the middle of the table.
You said Battle Line,
Battle
right?
Line, right. So yeah, you have these 9 flags in the middle of the table that you're trying to battle and take possession of. And you're trying to win 3 of them that are adjacent to each other, or 5 of the 9. And you're going to be playing cards on your side, but there's a pretty unique aspect about it that I kind of enjoy as well. Is if you can prove that you cannot be beat on a certain battle, then you can go ahead and take that battle, that flag. So you're like, there's 7 there, there's 7 there, there's a 7 there. The only thing you can beat me is if you put a 7 right here, and they're already all out, and then you can just take that. So yeah, I always enjoyed it, and on number 19.
Wow. I'm so surprised by that, Eric.
Oh, it sounds
I am
good.
surprised by that too.
It's a good game.
Yeah,
I enjoy playing it.
I have the old edition, and it's pretty ugly. I did wish that they would come out with a better edition, which they have. I haven't really looked into it all the way, but it does, on its face at least, look like they gave it a facelift and at least made it a little bit easier on the eyes.
Yeah, I was so expecting your list to be full of like really heavy, long arrows.
Could be more up there.
No, your top favorite games are about fun. It's not about like every Terra Mystica out there.
Right. I do like a lot of Euros, but yeah. I put in a lot of other games in here that I enjoy as well, not just
I agree.
all Euro
Yeah, that's very cool.
games.
No, it just surprised me. That's a good choice. I like it.
All right, do it, George.
All right. My next, number 19, is Galaxy Trucker. And this is a game where you have a bunch
Rucker.
of tiles that you just...
If you're watching the video, it's like cut off. It just says Rucker.
You've got all these tiles that you dump out on the table, and then everyone in real time has to grab these tiles and decide if they're going to build their ship with them. So it's this crazy pressure situation where you're trying to put your ship together, and it's a really interesting puzzle that you need all these different things. And if you build in certain ways, you sort of block yourself out of getting it. You have to be very cognizant of what you're doing all the time. And there are going to be cards that come up that blow up your ship later as you're flying around. And you can use some of your time during the real time to take a look at some of those cards. It costs you to do that. But if you do, maybe you know what you're supposed to be building for, because otherwise it's a complete surprise. And that's the fun in the game, is you take all this time to build this spaceship the best that you can.
Is that the fun in the game?
but then you have to fly it around, and it's a race, and you're trying to get cargo and stuff, but you're getting destroyed by everything that comes at you,
right.
And your ship just gets broken apart, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, Tim likes this one a lot too. I always make fun of him saying that the worst part of the game is, you built this nice
Best
ship.
part of the game.
Best part of the game. That's right.
And it just gets destroyed.
Yeah, I thought this one would be up there, but it just missed it. It's number 23 for me.
Ah, nice.
Oh, it's back to me. My number 18 is Tumbling Dice. This version is published by Eagle Griffin, I believe. Tumbling Dice is simply a game that is a 3D staircase looking thing, and you flick dice and they roll down the staircase, and whatever the lower they go, the more points they're multiplied by the face that they show. So there's a lot of luck, but there is a lot more skill than luck in this game. You can get screwed by flicking it on the ×4 and it's a 1. So you only get 4 points from it. Yes. But you can flick another die and then knock yours over onto a 6, and then it's glorious. There are so many cool outcomes to when you play this game, and skill does play a pretty big part in it. And it is just phenomenal. Such a great game. Unfortunately, it did drop from my number 9 spot down to number 18. So, I've played a lot of other games that I think highly of, since then, but really good game.
This is a lot of fun. Yeah. And it's so readily understandable by everybody. Everyone can play this game.
Right.
Exactly.
I don't even remember what number we're on.
18.
I went with the thing, Infection at Outpost 31. I will a caveat.
Super expensive.
Yeah. It's really high right now.
It's out for it.
I guess the caveat to this though is I would not play this with like any less than 7. I think it's 4 to 8. I think this game would actually be pretty lame with only 4. But it also helps that this is one of my more favorite horror movies put in game form. It's a gorgeous production. It's got great miniatures with it. But the gameplay alone is, I know when I busted this game out, I didn't know what to expect. And it surprisingly was a lot of fun. It kind of had the Battlestar Galactica feel where everyone's contributing. The only difference, I guess, is you have a captain on every turn and they pick all the cards up and they'll look at it and they have a choice if they want to switch a card out or not, which there are like sabotage cards and stuff like that. So sometimes whenever they're doing that, it's like you don't know if they're being shady or not. So it's just there's a lot of questioning going around the whole time. You start the game out with 1 infected and later on you can increase that number depending on what's going on. There's blood tests you can give people to look at their cards, but then you don't know if they're telling the truth. It's just a lot of doubt going on. So it's a good social deduction game. It's a co-op until it's not kind of deal. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed this game surprisingly. So
cool.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
I had such a good time with that one. I was
it
really
was
glad.
fun.
Really glad you brought that one. Great choice.
Cool. Number 18 for me is Steampunk Rally. In this game, it's a racing game, which is actually another aspect I typically don't like as much, but again, in this game, I do enjoy it. It's a tableau building game where you are getting these dice, you're putting in on different cards in your machine because you're making this machine to get to the end of this race that you're racing other people or other inventors, and you're having to do things to vent off these dice that you're placing on there in previous turns, maybe even that turn. And sometimes you're going to be, pretty efficient, and you're going to make good moves. And sometimes you're going to do like a George, and you're going to do a lot of stuff, and then like move up
Running
one
in
or
place.
two, move up 1 or 2 spots. But I always enjoyed playing this game, so it's my number 18.
Oh, I love that choice. Yeah, that's so much fun. And there's an expansion coming soon.
Yeah, Fusion.
Yep.
That could move it up even higher on my list.
Oh yeah.
Surprisingly, I thought this would be on my list, but it's at number 39.
Oh wow. Yeah, I thought it would be higher up there for you too.
I thought it would be too, and then I compared it against stuff, and I was like, "Wow,
Oh, maybe I didn't like it as much as I thought. Yeah.
Well, I thought I liked it a lot. Just maybe it just needs more plays
Yeah.
to compare it to the other ones that are above it. So
I really do expect it to move up once we have the expansion.
probably.
All right, so my number 18 is Esselsbruck, and that means Donkey Bridge. This is the one that you have a bunch of tiles, about 180 different tiles with objects on them, and then everybody on their turn, they draw some out of a bag. So 3 or 4 or 5, you pick more and more as the game goes on. And as you get them, you take them and you tell a story using your tiles. You can tell any kind of story you want, but what you're trying to do is tell a very memorable story, because then you turn all those tiles face down. Everyone else has told 2 more stories before it comes all the way back around to that particular story. So you tell a story, everyone else around the table tells a story, then you tell another story, everyone else around the table tells another story, and then now finally it's time for you to pass out those tiles for the first story you told. Everyone has to try to identify the things that were in your story. So the only way that's going to happen, the only way they're going to remember that is if you made a really memorable story. What happens is you've passed out the tiles, so they have one to look at. And that's their donkey bridge, which in German is a mnemonic device. That's their memory device to help them remember the others. And then they have to identify the others. So it's this incredible memory game with a storytelling game. And I love both those aspects of it. It's just so funny every time. Even if the stories aren't funny, it's funny when people can or can't remember what's in the story, especially when they can't. And it just gets ridiculously hard. But it's always a great time. Esselsbruck. It is, this one is, I should mention, a 2011 game, and it's by Stefan Dora and Ralph Zerlind. So not the 2012 Esselsbruck, it's the 2011 one.
Cool.
I missed out on this. I think you brought it one week and I was not there.
No, we haven't
Did we
played
play
it.
it, Eric?
No, I don't remember.
I think I brought it and we didn't play it.
Oh,
maybe
we should
that's
have.
it.
I was so disappointed.
It
I
sounds
feel I
good.
missed out now. All right, my number 17 was one of the bigger surprises on my list, and it's Crown of Amara. So this is probably one of the newer games that is on my list. No spoilers there, but Crown of Amara came out last year, Pegasus Spiel. It's a game where there's these two rondels out on the board. You're playing a card like face down in front of you and then moving one of those guys on those two things. And essentially one's going to give you like resources and the other one's the city. And that's going to allow you to change those resources into victory points or cards that will allow you to get powers and things like that. But this game is phenomenal. I didn't realize I liked it that much. And then as it came up against other games in the ranking, I was like, oh yeah. And then it just shot to the real high up there. So
Yeah, I wouldn't mind playing this one more.
really good game.
I like this one a whole lot. I can see this one coming higher on my list in the future, yeah.
That's fair. That's another reason. That's a glorious thing from George because I never expected him to like this game.
Yeah, that's true.
It is not a George game.
It
doesn't say anything that says, George, come play me. It's like, stay away.
Yeah.
It's like Tim or Eric's going to read this and you're going to have to play it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me to like this one, actually, yeah, it's good. It really is good.
So who knows? Maybe more plays and it'll go higher up on there. But as of right now, it's still really good.
It probably won't break my top 20.
That's fair.
But it's a really good Euro.
It's no Donkey Bridge.
That's right.
17, right?
Yep.
So I went with World of Warcraft, the board game. So this is the closest thing to an MMO that I think you could get, at least for that MMO. There might be other MMOs that get replicated pretty decent in a board game, but this one's just phenomenal. You got this big, huge map. It takes up, 2 tables essentially. It feels like, at least. I know it was one.
It takes up a lot.
Yeah, it takes up a lot of room. You have all your armors, you have all the, your weapons and this and that. You can spec your character just like you did in the MMO. You got your Horde and Alliance, just everything. I mean, it literally feels like you're playing the online game. I think the only reason it's so far back is because you literally have to mark a day in your calendar and plan 20 hours to play this game, unfortunately. I wish it was just a little bit more streamlined, but at the same time, it would probably lose the feel and wouldn't feel that real to me.
Yeah,
so it
wouldn't be that
the
epic
thing
game.
is it is an epic experience when you do play it. It is really cool. And
The base game has a time limit.
we did not use that.
No.
What?
No.
Yeah.
What's the time limit?
Well, so in the base game, there's actually like 30 rounds. So each team ends up doing 15 turns and then the game ends. So either a team has killed off the world boss.
I'll take that back. We did use that. Sorry.
No.
You sure?
We use the timer, but
Yes.
it wraps with the expansion.
Gotcha. Okay.
But in the base game without the expansions, it does not wrap. And if no one's killed the boss by the 30th turn, then you fight each other in PvP style and whoever wins.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's a timer. It's not like an actual time limit in terms of
right.
hours.
But like the expansion, I think we went almost double the amount of rounds. I mean, the game is literally like super long with the Burning Crusade expansion. So
yeah.
But it was still fun. And it came down to like the last turn to win. So it's the game's pretty balanced and everything. So it was a good time though.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought this would be higher on your list. That's cool though.
Yeah.
We'll bring it back up. Eric.
All right. Fair enough. For number 17 for me is a game that's actually kind of new to the table here. Is Tashkalar, Arena of Legends. Me and Tim has been playing it here on Board Game Arena. Initially, when I opened up the box and started reading the rules, I was like, oh man, that's an abstract game. I was going to pack it up and not play it. But I was like, I'll go ahead and give it a try. And I'm glad I did because I do enjoy it quite a bit. The game is pretty simple to teach. Basically you're just putting out these common units, or you're going to be playing these cards from your hand that give you, it dictates how these units have to be in a formation to do this thing, and each card is going to do a little bit something different. But it'll say, make this formation and then take over this spot. And then after you do that, you might be able to, do all kinds of different things, do a combat move and take over additional units or whatever. But what's also good, interesting about the game is, I a lot of times look at the board and want to, basically dominate, go out there and what's the best move to take over the most units or get better positioning or whatever. But in reality, there's these cards that give you the victory points. And really that's kind of your focus over getting a better position pretty much, because it's the first to, a certain amount of victory points that, really wins the game, not what you're, how much of the board that you're conquering. So, interesting
technically,
game.
But you could actually win by dominating the board position.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you dominate it that bad, but it does have a catch-up mechanic as well, that there's these flare cards. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Even if you get to a point where you're overly dominating, your opponent does have a low benefit that they get to use to kind of catch back up a little bit.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The theme of
it's really well done.
You're these sorcerers that are manipulating these stones in an arena to summon these various creatures and fighters and stuff. Like it's really cool. For an abstract even. It's very abstract, but this is a great game. It hurt me not to put this on my list, so I'm really glad you brought that one up. I love that game.
And did you say there was an expansion to this one?
There's so many expansions. There's 4 expansions. Yeah,
I'll have to definitely look up at check out the expansions. Oh, that's right. They bring in additional factions.
Yeah, they all change it up pretty well.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, George, what's your number 17?
Okay, 17 for me is Mayday Mayday, and this one is a game by Corne van Moorsel, and it is a 2013 game. This is a game that is a social deduction game where you are on an airplane and the pilot has suddenly died. You don't trust the co-pilot to take over the plane for some reason. There's some sort of
arbitrarily.
Intrigue. Yeah. There's some sort of intrigue going on the plane. So all the players, and it goes up to 10 players if you have the expansion. All the players are stewards and stewardesses on the plane, and you're collectively having a brawl to decide who gets into the cockpit to fly the plane. Because you realize that some of you are untrustworthy, but you don't know who. And the untrustworthy people know who they are. It's sort of like Werewolf in that sense. And then instead of like voting yes or no, in the game, you either defend the person or you punch them in the face. So you're just like bashing people and letting people like closer to the cockpit. And they first become, you give them the benefit of the doubt. So you don't really trust them, but you let them get a little closer, and then they become reliable. And out of the people who eventually become reliable, you have to pick somebody to become the captain. And he gets into the cockpit. But then the captain has to pick the next person who he's going to allow in the cockpit with him because he knows they're on the same team. And that person that he picks has to pick the next person who's also a good guy and let them into the cockpit. And that goes on until all the good guys are in the cockpit and all the bad guys are out of the cockpit. And unless that happens, the plane's one bad guy gets into the cockpit, they're going to crash the plane and you all die.
Interesting.
So
that seems hard.
It's this ridiculous theme. But the thing about this game as a social deduction game, which makes it my favorite, is you can actually use deduction to work out what's going on. You're not just saying, you were quiet last round and this round you're talking, so I'm going to, punch you in the face. Like, you actually have the information out there ultimately to really figure out what's going on. But it's this really clever process where everyone has 3 cards, like good cop, bad cop, and 2 of them are one thing and 1 is the other. But during the game, you never get to see the totality of someone's cards, ever. The most you'll ever have is 2 cards on a person. And then that leads to so many opportunities for people to lie in effective ways if you're a bad guy. But then you can cleverly figure out who's lying. It's actual deduction in a social deduction game. That's why it made the list. I love it.
Yeah, that sounds really good. I want to try that one out.
Mayday, Mayday. Yeah. Especially for a large group. Great game.
All right, cool. We're going to keep this rolling due to time.
Oh.
But my number 16 is, I believe, a classic at this point, and it might be one of my most go-to games, and that's Lords of Waterdeep. This is we don't have to talk too much about this one because I think everybody knows it, but it's a D&D themed worker placement where you control an agent, or you're like the Lord of Waterdeep, and you're trying to send your agents out to recruit different. Anyway, you're putting guys down to get cubes, and you're changing those cubes into quests to get points.
The end.
It is a basic worker placement, but it's done so well. It's so streamlined, easy. It's acceptable. The D&D theme is really cool to me, but I mean, I feel like they could retheme this as something that would get more people involved. You know what I'm saying?
I
think they should.
Like Wolf of Wall Street or something. I don't know.
Okay, maybe not that.
Yeah.
Like a Wall Street.
Backtrack a little bit back. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying is like a Monopoly style theme ish, like buying and selling properties or doing something like they could put it as a more globalized theme and slap it on this entire game and appeal to a wider audience. Although I am absolutely fine with it being in D&D setting. So
protecting endangered species.
No. Birds.
My number 16, I went with thank you, George. I went with Room 25. So maybe because it's another movie, I don't know.
Which has an Ultimate Edition coming out.
Oh, really?
I thought it was already out.
It's already out.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's already out, Tim. But yeah, so it's kind of a social, deduction game, I guess, in a sense. I don't know if it's super heavy on that. But if anything, it's just fun running through all these different rooms and finding all the wacky stuff that happens.
Yeah.
And it being based on, I guess, another horror movie that I like, it being Cube. And it just resembles that a lot. So,
being able to push someone into the next room to
don't do that like right at the beginning.
Unless you want to. You do what you want.
Yeah, well, then you don't play like Eric. But you sit and watch everyone else play. You gotta be a little bit more patient.
Yeah, this is great. We're gonna see this one again probably.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right.
Fair enough.
Number 16 for me is Castles of Mad King Ludwig, and this is a game where you take turns being the builder person. You're putting out these tiles, or they're really building different rooms that you're going to put in your castle. And you are giving each one of them a value. And then the other players are going to buy these tiles, and they're going to play you. So that's a pretty interesting aspect about the game. And, everybody's going to take their turn. And, trying to get the most out of, specific tiles. If I think George really wants this tile and he has a certain amount of money, I'm going to try to get the most out of him. And you're getting these tiles, and I like the aspect of being able to physically kind of build something, and at the end of the game you kind of see something that you built throughout the game is pretty good. So that's what's my number 16.
Sweet.
Yeah, that was a really cool thing about that game is how you do the auction. Yeah, really liked it. Okay, well, my number 16 is Space Alert. And this is a game by Vlada. Oh, we learned how to say this.
Cavallo.
Yeah, but it's really something else, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
we got schooled by
I can't
Tony
remember.
Galati, CGE. He was like, let me tell you how to say it.
And we all learned it, and now I can't remember. Oh, well, it's
Shavaddle.
We'll say
Let's go with that.
Yeah. And it's a 2008 game. And in this game, it's co-op, and you are rookie space. It's kind of like, what is that movie where they go out, it's Galaxy something or other? Galaxy Quest?
I think so.
They don't know what they're
With
doing.
Tim Allen and Sigourney Weaver?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And they get sent out into space. They don't know what they're doing. Like, it's like that. You're in this spaceship and you're kind of clueless. And so everyone is programming their actions. There's a CD that you listen to, and the CD has a computer voice that's telling you what's going on. And the whole thing is 10 minutes. And these different threats are coming in at your ship on different paths. And you have to program yourself to run around and charge up lasers and fire them and send out the missiles. And there's like elevators that, you know, you have to get from one part of the ship to the other. But if someone else took the elevator before you did, and then you're waiting and you don't get to you don't get to the laser, and, you know, like, just crazy stuff can go wrong. It's chaos, controlled chaos, hilarious co-op, really funny. Love Space Alert.
I haven't tried it, but I own it.
Yeah, me
Nice.
too.
In the expansion.
We gotta play.
We need to rectify this.
It's brilliant.
My number 15 is a game that I was surprised that actually came up there, and it's Tyrants of the Underdark. It's a deck building game with an area control aspect that actually has a board that, as you're playing your normal deck building stuff, you're putting units out on the board and you spread them out basically and take over different areas. And if you take over areas, you get bonuses for them. And it's just a fantastic game. The art is a little dark for the printing of it, not necessarily dark as in it's bloody and gory, but like there's a lot of blues and blacks and they all kind of blend in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some of the colors of the characters are really close and stuff. But other than the actual art being kind of like darkish and hard to decipher, the game is phenomenal. As I put it in the list, I kind of figured it would be close, like up on my list. I didn't realize it would break the 20 though. So,
Yeah, I like it.
really good game.
Yeah,
That's
I had
good
a
time.
really good time with this one. A surprisingly
That's the
good
first time you played it, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was very pleasantly surprised by it.
We're winning George over.
It's true.
One game at a time.
This is an area control game, and that's not usually my thing. But I do like deck building, and this put the two together really well.
Yeah.
Good deal. My number 15, I went with World Championship of Russian Roulette.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this one.
So this game is a lot of fun. It is just more of a party game, I guess. It's
Yeah.
super light, but man, it is such a blast. The tension you feel whenever you shuffle your bullets up and you're got your gun against your head and you're sitting there flipping over your bullets to see if you shoot yourself or not, and just the bidding, the whole aspect of everything, all the crazy cards you can play. Man, it's just it's a riot whenever you play it, and it's also by Anthony Birch, who wrote the story, most of the storyline for Borderlands 2. So, main contributor to it, if anything. So,
Man, I really thought this was in my top 20, but it hit 25.
oh, okay.
And then as I looked at the games, I was like, oh man, I need to move that up. And I was, the only thing I might switch it for is Seasons,
Mm-hmm.
but
I mean, it is a lighter game.
it's phenomenal.
but
Yeah,
it
it's really
it is a really good time.
It's so fun. Yeah.
yeah.
So fun.
Cool. Number 15 for me is well, I kind of mashed them together. Well, it's going to be Brass Birmingham and Brass Lancashire. Pretty similar.
Same game,
But-
different board.
No, they are different. And probably Birmingham is going to be a little bit better. I just have more limited plays on that game. I just got it in today, so with additional plays, I see this getting further up on my list. But as of right now, this is where it's at. But it does have me do something that I usually don't like to do, and is taking loans. But in this game, you really do have to, you have to take the loans, get that influx of money to be able to do a lot of things on your turn, and also you have to keep an eye on the board state and take advantages of, when there's an influx of a certain material, you got to take advantage. Or when there's no material, you have to then build that that thing that introduces that material to the board. So, yeah, I enjoy it quite a bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind playing this more.
I might
We'll get
try it
George.
someday.
We'll get George on
I
it.
don't think you're going to like it at all.
It is a
I'm
longer
little-
game, but
I'm a little tired
yeah.
after this, just thinking about it.
You're just tired thinking about it. That was a great thought. Maybe next time I'll look it up.
All right, so my next one, we're on 15, is Luna Yena, and this is a werewolf game. It plays up to 7 players, and it's a 2009 game by Servando Carballar. Anyway, it's translated over from Spanish. And that's kind of a problem because the rulebook isn't great. I think if it had been, this game would be a lot more known. But this is a game where one player is against everybody else. Everyone is out in the woods, and one player is this gang of werewolves, or clan, I guess, of werewolves that live there. The problem that the campers have is that 2 of their party have gone missing. So they want to find them and rescue them and leave the woods with them. And so when you start out, you don't know where the werewolves camp is, and you have to find the trail of the werewolves. And so before the game started, the werewolf player secretly wrote out this trail on this hex grid. And now that you have to play the game to figure out where the werewolves are. And then while you're doing that, the werewolves are coming around hunting you down and trying to pick you off one by one. This game, like I said, the rulebook is tricky. The combat system is brilliant. Push your luck. And that's one of the best things about the game. The hidden movement and finding out where the werewolves are is also brilliant. The thing that I house rule in the game is that if you get killed, you're not out of the game. You just turn into one of the werewolves. Now you're a werewolf too. Now there's more werewolves running around getting people. It does need some house rules. It does need some work to get through the rulebook. But when that's put in, this is one of the most thematic, brilliant horror games that's out there. Luna,
My number 14 is a more recent game, and that's Keyforge. Well, I played Call of the Archons, but really it's just Keyforge no matter what expansion. I have a lot more money than I care to admit in this game right now for some reason. It's like $10 a deck, $20, $30 or $40 for the box. And I've got 6 starters, like 6 boxes, and literally like 30 something packs.
Oh my gosh.
I got a lot, but I bought them. I got some on discount and things like that. So, whatever, like $6 a piece instead of 10. But this game is fantastic. I mean, I've played this so much that I really would get into this to like in a tournament scene, but it's really hard to keep up with it, especially with, pandemics and stuff, actually going to places to play it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems to like maybe come out with stuff too fast. It seems like they're already on like the 4th set, and that's really hard for me to keep up with, but I don't care. Casually, I'm having a blast with the game, and the expansions are great. There's all kinds of cool mechanics. The only bad thing about it is obviously there are some decks that are not created equal.
Right.
They are terrible in comparison to other decks.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you're going to get a deck that is pretty baseline. And then some people are going to get decks that are a little bit better or a little bit worse. Very few people are going to get decks that are tremendously better and tremendously worse. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. I mean, I've got a few decks that are super awesome. What is really cool about this game, and my favorite part about it, it's like a CCG, but there's no casting cost. You just announce your deck is made up of 3 different houses. Like basically if you're thinking Magic, it's 3 different colors. And you just announce a color or a house. Like I'm going to play Brobnar, and then you can play all the Brobnar cards from your hand. You can fight with all the Brobnar creatures that you have in play, but you can't touch anything else or play anything from other houses. And that is just incredibly unique. No other game does this. Only a few other games have tried to tackle the casting cost being free, or stuff like Epic, the card game, where it's like some cards cost 1 gold and you only get 1 gold, but if there's 0, it's free. I don't think it works as well as this. And this game is just tremendous. A lot of people give it a lot of praise for the collectability or the unique deck creation, that the process that they have where it creates a unique deck. So every deck you buy is 100% your own. So if you destroy it or lose it, that deck will never exist ever again. That's really cool and fascinating. I think the casting cost and the way the actual summoning of cards and stuff is by far leagues ahead of other games.
And this is Richard Garfield, isn't it?
This is Richard Garfield.
Yeah.
So I'm allowed to compare it to Magic at this point. Anyway, that is my number 14.
My number 14 is, I kind of lumped 2 things together because it didn't make sense to sit there and put them apart from each other. But I did the unlock and exit games. They're both really different from each other, but it's essentially kind of the same thing. Escape room kind of deal. Me and my family love these kind of games. And depending on which way you want to go with it. So your exits, if you want like a more realistic, like escape room experience, you could buy those. The problem is it's a one-time play because they usually have you destroy things in it. There's no trading it after you're done. It's pretty much you use it and you throw it away. Unlock, you can replay, I guess, if you want. Or
have you thrown all yours away?
The ones we played, yeah.
Oh.
I'm telling you, you can't.
Viking ceremony. Light them on fire, send them on their way in the river.
Oh yeah, because it's you destroy things in the whenever you're doing it. You either rip pages out or you cut holes and stuff, and there's nothing you can do with it.
That's clever. Is some yeah, that is clever. There's some of them, and it might not be exit games, but if you go on the publisher's website, they'll have like, here you can print out these stuff that will allow you to be able to play it again, or give it to somebody else.
Okay, I didn't know about that, but whatever.
But, how are you going to math trade that? Yeah. I printed the cards again.
Right. So, but then if you want the other experience, which is the unlock, which is using all the cards and you're adding them together, but it also has like an app where you can enter codes, and they put a thing where it's machines now, where it's actually almost like a little mini game that you do along with the game. So it's both of them are a lot of fun. My family enjoys them a lot. So there you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now they need one game that crosses across the different ones. Like you play the unlock to get codes to use in the exit game.
Oh wow!
You're welcome, publishers.
It'd be like a camp, like a living version of it or something.
Yeah, it's like you have to play them in order because you need stuff from the previous game.
Or I guess like a
yeah,
a campaign.
Like you need all the codes from all the different games give you like the overall big picture.
Or you have to play one to get something to go through the other one to get to somewhere and get stuck, and then you have to go back to the other one, and it just makes you go back and forth.
And then if you do them all, you get this these clues that you can solve this one master puzzle and find an actual real world location and dig up a treasure. Like an actual.
That was a thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
well,
Tonopah's Island for Unlock had that exact thing.
Are you serious?
And 100%.
And someone dug up the treasure and got money?
Yeah, before it got published in America. So we missed out.
Yeah.
We missed out. But I think it's French, so it was published in French or something.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. There's something in the game that you don't have to worry about while you're playing the game, but if you're clever and you see it, you're like, what? And it takes you to a website, and it's just a picture, and then it's a long process from there. It actually has like encryption methods and stuff you have to kind of figure out somewhat. But it's actually really cool.
But it's been done. The treasure's gone.
It is done, yeah.
Someone figured it out.
It sent you somewhere specific to dig it up.
Okay, that's pretty brilliant.
It's pretty awesome, yeah. It's if you're looking for it, it's the Unlock Tonopah's Island or something.
Yeah. Okay.
It's that one. So
sweet.
There's a whole thread about it. I looked it up afterwards.
Cool. Number 14 for me is a game called Azul. It is I guess it's drafting. You have tiles, and it's a really good looking game, by the way. But there's these tiles on these circles around the board, and you are drafting within those tiles. The rest of them go to the center. And so you have a lot of hate drafting. Also, you obviously want to get the stuff that you need for your tableau that you're trying to build. I know Tim doesn't like one aspect about the game is if you get these in excess of what you need, they drop to the floor, you get negative points. I actually kind of like that aspect about the game because it gives you an incentive to kind of know what's on the board, know in which order that you should draft certain things, and maybe give your opponent some negative points.
I should try this out again. I might harp on it too much, but I had a bad playthrough.
Lots of negatives.
You definitely have to kind of watch out for what tiles there are and what you can get stuck with.
Cool. George, number 14.
Number 14 for me is Shadow Rift, and this is a deck building game of a sort, but it's cooperative, and you're not going to build your deck a whole lot during the game.
Well, not very little. You get like 2 cards.
You're getting certain cards. You're getting certain numbers of cards. So as a group, you need to sort of specialize in what you're doing. But what I really love about the game is how alive the system feels, because you have a deck for the monsters who are coming into the town, and then you have a deck for people that just happen by the town, and you can maybe coax them to come in and help you. And you have a deck for the people that already live in the town, and those are the people that the monsters are killing as they come through. And they specifically kill certain people in the town based on what icons they have. So it feels every time you play like there really is a horde of monsters, and they're doing actual damage, and town's filling up with corpses, and you're losing abilities because you're losing people in the town that you would otherwise be able to get to help you. So it just tells a great story, and there's so many expansions for it. There's so many different cards and abilities now that it's gone up and up on my list every year. Not that I've made a list every year, but it's it's gone up and up in my estimation. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, actually, I think you would like that one quite a bit.
Sounds neat.
yeah. It's we should play.
My number 13 is a game that I think George likes quite a bit, and that's Wildlands.
Wow.
This is
I do like it.
Yeah, this is a miniature game where each person controls a party. At the start of the game, you have these cards, like they're just numbers of the different spaces of the board. I think there's like 40 something spaces, or it might just be 40. And you shuffle those up, you get 10 cards. 5 of those you're going to keep, 5 you're going to pass to the next person. That's going to be the ones you keep are the starting locations for your characters. The 5 that you get are the starting locations for your 5 crystals on the board.
Which is great.
And then you just run around and fist fight and try to pick up your own crystals while trying to stop the opponents from picking up theirs. If you kill people, you get points, and you play until I think it's like 5 points or something.
It's very fast.
Total. It's very fast. It's brutal. And I did not expect to like it as much as I did, but I bought everything for this. It is fantastic, and it will be painted soon.
Oh, nice.
I say that a lot.
You forgot the biggest part of the game.
I'll paint this game. How many of you painted, Tim? None.
There's a interrupt system or a card that's in the game that it's like, oh, you're about to last hit it? I'm going to play this card. I'm going to interrupt. I'm coming in, and I'm going to take it from you.
So good.
That is very interesting because it's like, wait. It's like, no.
And those interrupts are so precious. I mean, you only get a few of them, so you got to use them at the right time.
Yeah. So you can, they let you interrupt, or they let you, I think, like draw 2 cards, or there's one other thing that they allow you to do. Can't think of it on top of my head, but they are really good cards to get.
Like a wild symbol, I think. I can't remember.
Right.
Just what you were talking about at the start of the game is great, where you have these 10 cards, and you have to decide, do I help myself and try to get a good starting position for myself, or do I focus more on stitching up the other guy? Because I'm going to hand them 5 cards, and I'm going to make sure their crystals are all over the place, and it's just going to be rough for them. So it's so clever.
And like you draw your hand of cards, and you look at them, and they just have a few symbols. But you're like, if I play this one and this one and this one, I can do this. Oh, but then it gets rid of that symbol. It's cool because the cards, they don't necessarily have multi-use, but each one has 3 or so symbols on it. You need like triplets and stuff like that to do things. So if you spend certain cards, now you don't have the triplet you need to pick up a crystal or whatever. And so you're like, man, I don't want to play that. And if you're going after somebody to fight them, you want to have a lot of fights. So there's a lot of, hoping that you draw the right cards and mitigating it by just doing certain things to get rid of some cards to get new ones. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
And it's super short. I mean, it's like an hour.
Yeah. Great choice.
Even with 4 people. So
yeah, I was thinking I played it, but I think you explained it to me one day.
Yeah.
With the board and everything out. So it felt like I did. So.
Yeah. I think that's when I first got it and you came over that
day. Okay.
That's how simple it is. Yeah.
Yeah. He feels like he played it. It is a simple game.
I did think, I was like, man, this sounds really familiar. I remember playing this, but I think it was just an explanation you gave me.
I think you could log it in your BTG stats.
You played it.
What are we on? 13?
Yep.
My number 13, again, I think this one dropped out of my top 10, but I got Medieval Academy. This is like, a fairly light game, but it does have a lot of card drafting that I like. You got a lot of tracks that you're dealing with. I think it's also funny that it's not just about, I guess it always is about being in front on the certain tracks you want to be on, but there's always these other tracks that you don't want to be behind on for sure, because they are pretty bad negatives. But I mean, it's just a gorgeous game. It's yellow. Yellow stuff is usually pretty gorgeous looking. But yeah, it's a fairly light game. It's another family game I can play with my family. And I don't know, it's just it's an enjoyable game to me. So I like it anytime it comes out. So
yeah,
and it's fairly fast.
Yeah, I like that one.
It is nice for drafting. Yeah, pure drafting.
Yep.
Cool. Number 13 for me is 5 Tribes. It's AP inducing goodness. You have a plethora of meeples out, and what you're going to try to do is to grab all the meeples from one location, and you're going to go around dropping them off. And, hopefully at the end, you are dropping off a certain color meeple to do that action, and you're gonna get a benefit for drawing more than those two. You get 3 or 4 perhaps. But with doing that, you are also trying to pick up the last 2 meeples from any location in order to get those points from that location. Because you're gonna do that location, you're gonna do the action of the color meeple that you're pulling off, and you're gonna do the action of the spot, obviously. So lots to think about, So it's just so much to do, so much to think about, so many options, and that's why it's number 13 for me.
Really good game. This is actually in my top. I put it on the list. I don't remember where it ended up, but
it's on the list.
Another one I need to play.
34.
Oh, 34. Okay. Now, yeah,
it's not on my top 10.
Definitely need
20.
to try it out, George. It is really good.
Yeah, that's on my list of things to look forward to for sure.
Cool.
I've got my number 13 is Dungeon Pets, and this is 2011 game again. Vlada Chvátil. There's going to be a pattern here.
Yeah, he makes a good game.
I think I've already established that pattern. I really like this designer. And this one is a worker placement game where you start off with bidding, or sort of an auction. I'm not even sure how you describe it. I guess bidding, where you have, in the game, you're an imp family, and you're trying to grow these pets to sell to these dungeon lords. So these pets are these creatures that they start off as, baby, like dragons and baby vampires and just like monsters that you're trying to grow and then sell for money. And, but they're monsters, and they're magical, and they're vicious. And so as they grow up, they get harder and harder to meet their needs, because you have to feed them, and you have to clean out their poop, and you have to make sure they don't get sick, and you have to keep them in certain pens or they'll magically get out and cause havoc. And so the theme is just spectacular, but at its heart, it's a worker placement game where you're competing with everyone else to try to get these pets and then sell them to the right people at the right time and take them to pet shows and get awards and stuff. It's great. Dungeon Pets.
Cool.
2011 game.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I think Matt brought this one over a while back, and we didn't get a chance to play it for whatever reason.
We didn't get to it. I had fun just reading the rule book.
Yes.
It's really fun to read. It is what I think he did Galaxy Trucker, right?
Yeah.
So I think you said the rule book was kind of the same way.
Yes.
Silly,
Yeah,
whimsical.
It's just silly and fun to read.
Space Alert as well. Like all of his games. That's already 3 on my list from him. So yeah.
Oh man, this is the top 20 games by Vlada Chvátil.
No, he just really resonates with me. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like his games for sure. My number 12 is maybe the least played game out of my top 20, and that's Trajan, Stefan Feld.
Oh.
This is a fantastic game where you have this like personal rondelle where you're moving these little cylinders, I guess they are, around to do actions. It's a very Stefan Feld like point salad-y game. So the different actions do different things on the main board, and you're going to get points. You play for so long, and then whoever has the most points is the winner. But the rondelle part is so simple, but man, it is like thought-provoking with what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's really good. Super good game. Obviously, this one's talked about everywhere, but we don't have to go super in detail on it, but
Yeah,
really good game.
Yeah, great choice.
definitely would probably be in my top 20 with additional plays.
Yeah. I liked it that much. I just put it in there.
Yeah.
Well, I put it in there and compared it against games I played a lot, and it jumped ahead of some of them, which is surprising to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's a Stefan Feld point salad game that I enjoy.
you like more Stefan Feld games than you thought you did.
I do, yeah, actually, yeah. I like this one and
Castles of Burgundy.
Aquasphere.
Yes.
I like Aquasphere, strangely enough. And,
Good. That's
and I
one
enjoyed
we have.
Luna as well.
Haven't tried it yet.
But I would say out of those, this one might be my favorite because of that rondelle. It's very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the rondelle's really good. You'll have to try it out.
Yeah. My number 12, I went with Mysterium. I know it's like super Dixity and everything, but
That's a good
when
thing.
you take, it takes it to another level in the sense that it's kind of like Dixit and Clue, I guess, because you're playing as a psychic and one person plays as a spirit, and they're just throwing cards at you. You're trying to figure out who the murderer is, the murder weapon, I think the location, maybe something like that. And each player has their own like set of those and everything, but I also really like the I think it's called the intuition tokens that you put out, and it's almost like betting to see if that person's right, if you agree with them or whatever. Right. And that gives you points to, on top of the points you're trying to earn yourself. But it's a lot of fun if you want to like really put the atmosphere to it. And I played this with my family with like the lights out and candles.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we did that
and all that stuff.
You got the theme going.
Yeah. They really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. We did it to where I don't know if the game tells you.
They started LARPing and stuff.
Well, I don't know if the game tells you to do this or not, but I think I knocked to like answer yes or no. I don't know if it tells you to do that.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I don't know how it normally tells you to do it, but that's like what I did.
Because you're a ghost, right?
Yeah, you're a ghost. I know you can't talk, but I don't know if you like shake your head or...
You start knocking stuff off the table.
Yeah. Picking up the candles and moving them around. But yeah, my family actually really enjoyed this game. So it's... I don't know if it's because the atmosphere was there, but I enjoyed playing it with you guys too. So I think it's just a fun game to play. So
yeah,
I absolutely agree.
And great production also. So
yeah, the art is fantastic.
Yes,
I'm so glad you chose this one. I'm relying on Matt to choose some things that 20 is not enough for me to handle. So
right.
Oh man, we're gonna do our top 100 games.
But yeah, this one it's Dixit with a theme and this cool like macabre theme. It's so good. So glad you picked it.
Number 12 for me is a game called Teach You. It's a trick-taking game, so kind of in the realm of spades, I guess. You have a partner. It is a 4-player game. I think you can play it other ways, but I think mostly it's played 4 players. So it's a partnership trick-taking game, and it is just so good. So those people that like maybe traditional type of card games, I think most people enjoy this one.
They don't just enjoy it; they like live this game.
It, yeah.
Yeah, this is
a lifestyle
like
game for
some people's hearts and spades.
Right.
Yeah.
This is like the game they get together for on Fridays to play over and over.
So, and there's unspoken rules like if I lead, you don't play. Yeah.
They play like 2 cards, and then they're like, they know exactly what's going to happen the rest of the round. Or so I don't know.
Yeah.
People are just amazing with this game. But it's a lot of fun. I agree with you. Even not knowing what I'm doing and they get mad at me, it's fine.
It's a lot of fun, and I also like the 3-player
it's called
version, Chimera
or whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm posting it to Instagram that we're doing our top 20. Keep going. Live on the show.
All right. My next one, my number 13, is Timeline Challenge, and this is a game from 2015. The Timeline series was before that. There's all of these different Timeline games. And then the Timeline Challenge was a boxed version, so that instead of playing Timeline, in which you have cards that have a date on the back, and you don't look at the date, but you have a hand of cards that you haven't looked at the back sides. And then they'll say something like the French Revolution or something like that. And then you put it out on the table, and the next person, has to put their card either to one side or the other, whether their card took place before or after that date. So it could be, when Voltaire wrote Candide or something like that. And
right.
It's like, okay, does that go, left or right of that? Whatever. And they put it out, and then you check. And then if they're correct, it stays on the table. And then if you're wrong, you have to take that card back and draw another. So the idea is to go out and get rid of all your cards. And so all the Timeline games are like that. And there's all these different sets of them, like discoveries and inventions and, famous people, whatever. Americana, all these different ones. And this box set takes those cards, and then there's 4 major games that you play with those cards. So now, instead of just putting them out in a line, you might have to dial in the actual year you think that something happened. And then whoever's closest to that year is going to win that round. Or whoever has the most digits in their number correct. Even if they're not even closest, but they transpose some or whatever. There's all these different games that you play with it. So it's a knowledge game that I play with my family, and we have a great time with this one. Everyone understands how time works, so you can play it with anybody. It's just, great.
Yep. And we've even played rethemed ones that fan made, right?
Yeah, we played, what was the one we just played with? Cartoon characters, yeah.
Like Marvel characters in DC Comics.
Right.
When did those characters first appear in different comics?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God, that was hard for me.
I did pretty well. I can't remember if I won, but I did pretty well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you won on that.
Dope.
I was totally random. Yeah.
So
that's
as
fair.
a side benefit of this game, you get to do some learning.
That's right.
That's true. That's true. You get to learn stuff. I wonder if you played the same copy so much that you just become like, yep.
Yeah,
Probably.
but you could, but we have so many packs, and that's why you get all these different packs. So, yeah, it's so hard to remember anything, honestly. Like, out of the game we played of the comic book ones, the only thing I remember is that Superman was way earlier than I ever thought he was.
What happens if you add that in with like inventions? Did Wolverine come before the toaster? That'd be fun.
It would be.
Actually.
You could play it with
That
the
would be
timeline
cool.
challenge. You could definitely do that because it would ask you different things. You know, like what year did Superman first appear in a comic? Like, you'd actually have to, to know at least close.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, I said I knew it, but now I can't remember.
My number 11, just shy of my top 10, is Blood Bowl Team Manager, the card game.
That plays in 30 minutes.
45 minutes, Matt. 45. We're going to keep telling that story on the podcast. Matt had 45 minutes. I was like, it only takes 45 minutes. It took 45 minutes to explain the game. Matt was already invested. He didn't go home until late. That's your bullet point situation there.
That's how it happened.
But it's a fantastic game. Unfortunately, it's out of print now because Fantasy Flight no longer prints the Warhammer 40K, the Warhammer Universe stuff. But if you can get a hold of this, it is a phenomenal game where I'm not even a huge football player, fan, but I do like Blood Bowl because, it's like Death Ball at this point. But you play cards out of your hand to these different highlights because you're just really playing across highlights of the season. And it really comes down to like area control sort of because each of the little football fields has, whoever has the most points there, and your guys can get tackled, which shifts your card, like exhausts it or taps it to the right, and their star power goes down. And sometimes that triggers different effects for your different characters and stuff. There's some factions that will cheat. So there's all these little cheat tokens that you grab and flip them over. So it's like a gamble aspect, pressure luck aspect. Each faction has a really unique play style to it, and the game is just really good. It's got 2 expansions. Both of them are great. Man, it's such a good game.
Yeah. I would like to get this one back to the table. It's been too long.
Yeah. I don't think it's on Tabletop Simulator, which makes me sad. I may have to do that.
Do it.
Get to work.
Yeah, right? It's a lot of work, man. I've done like 4 of them, and they take a while.
I bet.
Number 11, I'm sure this will show up later in someone else's, but I'll go ahead and say it now. Amerigo by Stefan Feld. So it's I think the thing I like the most about this game is the way you pick your actions. It's got the rondelle. I know you do the dice tower.
Cube tower.
Yeah, cube tower. Yeah, sorry. But essentially it can come down to like the color of the cubes. Depending on how many there are, you can get that many of that action. So maybe it's something you don't really want, but it's like, man, I could do that action I really don't care 4 times. And that could be more beneficial than doing the one thing I want to do like really bad once. So it's some pretty good decision making. And that's just one aspect of the game. You got this big map. You're running your ships around. You're trying to get your little houses.
Yeah, place your houses out.
Yeah, place your houses and stuff. And, place your little Tetris pieces, which essentially you're trying to block off your own area so no one else can get into it or cross over and everything. So it's a good game. I always see it sitting up on Tim's thing. It's like, man, I like to play that. So
yeah,
it calls to me a lot. So
cool.
It's got his phone number.
Dad joke.
This is one of those ones I really need to play.
Yeah,
I'd like to play
should.
Yeah.
It'll be another George shouldn't like Stefan Feld games list.
But I'm going to like it. All right.
That's going to be George's top 5 Stefan Feld games.
Someday I'm going to be able to make that list.
Yeah.
You will.
11 for me is Yinch. Hopefully I said that right. It's kind of like Connect 5 meets Othello. So you have this white circle that's, well, not depending on your color. You have a circle that you are flipping through, and you are changing all these black and white pieces, one side's white, one side's black. You all obviously are one of those colors. You're trying to make a line of 5 of your color. And once you do, it's pretty interesting because you lose that piece, which gets you closer to victory, but now it's harder for you to make your moves because it's always using one of your circle pieces on the board. So I thought it was well done and is one of my favorite abstract type games.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that as far as pure abstracts. I don't think any made my list, but this one would be right up there at the top of abstracts for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it quite a bit. It's probably my favorite of the GIPS series of abstracts.
Yeah, same here.
I agree with you there. Yeah.
Cool.
My number 11 has already been mentioned. It is Room 25.
Is that our first duplicate?
Man, I love that game.
Yeah.
But I'm going to reclaim my time and just change it real quick to
it was
Deception, Murder in Hong Kong.
All right.
What the crap? No.
I can change my list on the fly. Deception, Murder in Hong Kong is one.
We had a duplicate.
We had a duplicate.
That's right.
Not
so
anymore.
rather than just boring and say the same game, this is one that I desperately wanted to get onto my list, and now I can. This is one that is social deduction as well.
That's how your top 20 works.
That's right.
It was really as 21, but he squeezed it in on number 11. Just not to have a duplicate.
Thanks, Matt. This is a 2014 game, and it is one there. It's social deduction. Everyone has a role, and one person around the table is the murderer, and everyone has cards in front of them that are items, and they're like evidence and the murder weapon. So the murderer chooses one of their items to be the evidence that was in the case, and one of their items that is the murder weapon. And so everyone else is investigators trying to figure out forensically, how did the murder take place and who did it? Not really how it took place, like with what. And so one person is, strangely enough, a lead forensic investigator who can't speak. Perhaps a ghost. It's never, I don't know. Do you guys even, I don't even know. Doesn't even matter.
Nah.
It's just a guy who can't speak.
A precog computer.
Yeah.
That you just have to type it. It's like spits out like one, sitting. It doesn't even spit out anything. You have to enter commands.
Yeah, perfect. And so they're just giving clues. They're giving very limited clues. They're very constrained in what they can say. So they could say the murder was, done with by asphyxiation or something like that.
That's actually a pretty good clue.
That would be, yeah.
Yeah.
And then everyone, talks about what it could have been done with and who has those cards. Well, they're probably the murderer. But meanwhile, the murderer and their accomplice are desperately trying to say, well, it could be this and it could be that. And so right from the get-go, there's this big debate going on. And everyone gets to guess one time who the murderer is. But they don't just do that. They also have to say what did it, what they did it with. You could come awfully close and get it wrong by one card, and you're still wrong, and the game just goes on.
But you don't know that you got one of them wrong.
That's right.
You just know they say wrong, so you don't know if you got one or both. Or...
Yeah. So it's so much fun because of the discussions and the theme that's laid on top of this social deduction game. And then at the end, when you solve the whole thing, the person who the murderer was, or perhaps the ghost, needs to tell the story of how the murder was actually taking place with the 2 cards that were chosen, which is always funny. That's not an actual rule, but you should do it.
I was going to say, I don't remember us ever doing that. But
what was it? I was getting ready to say something. I forgot. I didn't listen to that part.
He said you have to make up a story, a house rule.
Like the ghost.
House rule.
The ghost guy.
He house ruled it into his top 20.
He's putting out all these clues, right? He's got to have a story in his head as to what's going on. So, yeah.
No,
It gives him more to
Fair
do.
enough.
This one would have made my short list here. It is a really good game.
I love this game.
The last part I didn't listen to is because I was looking at the picture. Anyway, I posted the picture on social media and saying like we're filming our top 20 or whatever. And I was like, can you guess some of our top games? And I just thought about it, and it's like Dungeon Pets is all behind George.
Can you guess? I think a lot of people could have guessed that one before I even started. Yeah.
My number 10, we're in the top 10 here.
Oh yeah.
Is a game that Matt just mentioned. So we got our second, I guess, first duplicate, Amerigo.
Oh, it was almost the same number too.
Yeah, it was almost the same number.
Whoa.
I'm actually surprised that this jumped above certain games. I like this game quite a bit. I'm really just going to repeat a lot of the stuff that Matt has said, but it is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the idea. And the biggest thing Matt mentioned was you're like, my whole plan this next turn is to do this. And you're like, oh, yeah, nope. Now I'm going to do this one now because there's so many more cubes, so many more, bang for your buck as far as doing that action.
Mm-hmm.
So super good game. I think you would really like this one.
It does.
And it uses the cube tower. It's my favorite cube tower game. Sorry, Eric.
It sounds fun, like with all of the.
Have you played Shogun? Yes.
I played Shogun.
Okay. Fair enough.
Boo. No.
I actually liked it not too bad. I wasn't a massive fan of it, but I played it again.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it because the combat only happens so many times, and it's not just like straight up just dominating people.
I don't talk about Shogun.
Fair enough. Let's move on.
My number 10 game is Zolkin. Again, I think we'll hear about this one later, so I won't go too in depth about it, but just the things that I do like about it. First of all, obviously, and maybe it comes across gimmicky, but it is still really neat the way that you put your workers down. You can like let them like see how long you feel comfortable with letting them like sit on a wheel and season essentially.
Yeah. You stay on there and give me more stuff.
Yeah, it's and that's just, I think that's just the neatest aspect of the game. And then it does have neat components with the crystal skulls and even that whole track that those skulls go on with the one-time things there and your buildings that you're trying to do and everything. So I mean the game is just really neat. It's you got to feed your people. I don't like that too much about it, and it's kind of ball busting. But I mean, it's I can overlook that to a point for everything else the game offers. So
we're playing it on Board Game Arena, Matt. Now that you work with a computer at work,
yeah. Hope we don't crash it.
Oh yeah, it's just a website.
Okay,
the gears are neat.
It's a fun game.
Feeding your people. Gonna head into my number 10, which is Agricola. So Agricola is a worker placement type of game. Most people are at this point gonna know what it is, but there's all these major improvements and minor improvements that you get in your hand that kind of not really dictate how you're gonna play, but it kind of gives you a good sense of this is the different ways I'm going to try to win this game, and it changes up your gameplay game to game. So. It's been up on my top 10 before, and it's managed to stay there.
Yeah, great game.
Was it on there last time?
I don't know. I thought it was. I could be wrong.
I think it was too.
No, I don't think it was. Not last year, but the year before.
Okay,
I think
now
it
came back.
Or the last time we did it. So 2 years ago.
So 3 years
it
ago.
It wasn't there, but the year before that, I believe it was.
The first time that I played Agricola, I didn't feed my people.
And you lost horribly.
I hated the game so much. And then I played it again, and every time I've played it since, I've liked it better and better. I really like the game now.
It is a game kind of like what I was mentioning with Seasons, where the more you play it and understand the cards.
And the different card plays.
It really does help.
Who made this game?
With Lookout Games, but it was Mayfair.
Uwe.
No, who designed it?
Oh, Uwe Rosenberg.
Oh, never mind. Okay, sorry. I thought he was. I thought it was another Stefan Feld game. No. I should have known better. I was trying to get George again.
No, it's Uwe, one of his good ones. And my number 10 is a really good one. It is Everdell.
Oh yeah.
And this is a tableau building, getting resources kind of game. The kind of game I should hate, but man, do I love this game. With all the cute animal artwork and like it makes sense to me how you do things, and you get little houses and you put little creatures in them, and And then you're sending your creatures off to go explore the mountains, and you're going into the river with a frog ambassador. That makes sense. All these different things. It all goes together so well in a very long game where you're getting things to turn them into other things to get points, which should bore me to tears. But actually, this is in my top 10. I love this game.
I do too.
Maybe it's coming up later.
I feel like we're talking about it in a minute.
Maybe I'll talk about it a little later.
All right, my number 9 is Lewis and Clark, which I guess they retitled The Expedition, because I never knew it had that on the title until I looked it up on Board Game Geek.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a newer version of the game.
It's the same game.
But Lewis and Clark is super good. It's a game where it's a race down the whole Lewis and Clark adventure and stuff through the Oregon Trail, right? No?
Wow,
I suck at this.
Louisiana Purchase.
You're so close.
Yeah, whatever. You're going up to Oregon and stuff. Oh, anyway. But you have, Lewis and Clark and all his people and stuff and Native Americans and stuff.
Yeah.
Taking away the theme, the way the game plays, which I'll always like to dive into, is that you have a hand of cards, you play them, and there's a couple of unique things about it. One, when you play, you can pick up resources, but you times it by the number of strength that it has, but then you get to pick as many as the different badges that all the players next to you have. So if you want to pick up wood, and Matt has a couple of cards that show wood, the badges, Eric has some. It's your player to your left and player to your right and yourself. You could play a card, ended up being okay, you get 20, wood. There's no way you want that much though, because you have to put it on these different boats that you have in your expedition. And when you set up camp, eventually you will lose days based on which boats these resources are in, which Native Americans you have left over, or, the cards that you haven't played. So it's all about building this effective engine. There's a whole worker placement aspect to the board. There's a kind of like a deck building thing going on where it has a row of cards. You buy a card, it goes in your hand. But when you rest, you get all your cards back, or when you camp, So you're trying to play cards to make your guy or your camp go down the river. There's river spaces and mountain spaces, so there's a little bit of obstacles. And the farther you get, you set up camp, but it's that's where you're projected to go. But based on how bad you did, you revert back spaces. And so you actually only moved half the distance that you tried to move.
Yep.
So it's about being efficient and effective. And it is phenomenal. I like this game quite a bit.
I do too. So glad you picked this one. Yeah. Genius.
It dropped 2 on my list though. It was number 9 or number 7. Now it's number 9.
Yeah. Yeah. This game's fun. Even when I don't do good at it, I guess I enjoy it, but it's hard sometimes.
Oh yeah.
It is hard. Yeah. Eventually you're I just give up.
It's desperate.
I'm just going to finish the game.
Yeah.
It's desperately hard.
It's a little long at 4 players, but it's pretty good at 3.
Mm-hmm.
And
I just want to get across this mountain.
Yeah. You said drop the theme when you were discussing it, but man, the theme is perfect. And the
theme is perfect.
Artwork is one of the best I've seen in a board game.
It's pretty, it doesn't really say, it's not like watercolors, but it gives me that dullish watercolor look on all the art. Mm-hmm. Almost like it's with dull colored pencils.
If by dull you mean gorgeous, yeah.
It's gorgeous, but what I'm saying is that's the style that it is, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's really, really good.
Hmm. What are we on? We're 9?
Yes.
My number 9 is role player. Tim, did you talk about this yet?
No.
Okay. I'll be quick about it because it'll come up later. I'm pretty sure. But it's an old school feel with creating D&D characters. It's kind of puzzly in the way that you're trying to put your dice down and everything. But yeah, it's a good time. And like I said, I'm sure we'll talk about it more later. So I'll go ahead and move on.
We might.
All right. Number 9 for me is Castles of Burgundy, another Stefan Feld game. So in this game, you are...
This is a Stefan Feld podcast sponsored by Stefan Feld.
So in this game, you object, yeah. So you have these 2 dice.
He was both of y'all's favorite designer, right?
He was, yeah.
And he's George's soon to be, right?
Yeah,
soon to be.
Two or 3 at least.
Blada di bottle.
Yeah.
Even though I can't pronounce his name properly.
Right. So in this game, you got to use 2 dice that you're rolling out, and you have a couple different actions you're able to do with it. But basically, you are trying to use these dice in order to get these tiles off the main board, depending on what you rolled, and then placing them onto your player board. And those tiles are going to give you different benefits. Whether you get animals and get victory points, and then you want more of a certain animal, or you're going to get these yellow tiles that give you end game points or give you a certain benefit, or you're putting out these buildings and all these buildings give you different benefits as well, whether they give you more workers to kind of mitigate your dice rolls, or maybe more coins or silverlings that let you get these black market tiles that come out every round as well. So just overall great game. Is one of his better games, more highly regarded games, I guess. So definitely recommend trying it out if anybody hasn't tried it out. I know George is going to be against that statement.
I have no
but
comment.
It is a good game.
There's a newer game coming out too, so
they're redoing it?
I think it's like a sequel to it or something. It's like Castles of Tuscany or something.
Oh, is there?
Oh, yeah. That's
Is a remake of Castles in Burgundy?
No.
It's not really
It's a different
remake.
game.
I don't think they've...
Like
it's a different,
totally different game. Stefan Feld is coming out with, I think, a series of 4 games by Queen Games, but it's different games. Macau, I believe, and
that's an old one.
Yeah, and another game.
This is not that. This isn't any of these games.
Okay.
On Board Game Geek, it shows the Castles of Tuscany, and it says as a description, the Castle of Tuscany is a standalone game that might resemble the Castles of Burgundy in some way. That's like the best Board Game Geek description ever.
It might or it might not.
They only have one image of it, and that's it.
Huh, interesting. They did come out with kind of like a big box or deluxe edition. I heard it's not very deluxe-ish, but it does have a lot of the...
More like a collection.
Yeah, it's a collection. So you
Man,
can
it
get
really
all the
needed
expansions.
one. The art, I couldn't handle it.
The art is, again, not the best.
That's gross.
Right. Yeah, well,
that's terrible.
It's like Mayfair level.
Why did they bother? It needed it.
It's like a bland version of that.
Yeah.
Wow. How could they?
So
but you're not playing it for this game. You're not playing it for the artwork.
No, that's what I'll say. It's one of the better ugly games.
Yeah.
I have a hard time with ugly games. Okay. My number 9 is Witness. And this is a game where you have a crime or a puzzle to figure out, and it's only playable by 4 players. The 4 players have to communicate with each other by, the game says whispering the information that you have, because everyone only gets partial information. But
aren't you supposed to whisper into their ear?
Yeah, but
like
the way that I always have played is just go off into a different room,
right?
With
so you
the person you
properly
need to talk
to them.
Yeah, and essentially the game boils down to a game of telephone where the communication gets garbled because you have to tell someone something. They have to tell a different person not only the thing that you told them, but also the thing that they're supposed to say. So you have to start, as you go around talking to different people, you have to remember all these additional things and communicate them properly. And that usually breaks down somewhere to deleterious effect, because at the end you have to answer questions and about the case. You have to figure out the puzzle. So it has this great thing where you have this communication aspect, which I really like, communication games. And then it has this thing where you have to actually solve the case.
Right.
And I really like trying to figure that out. And sometimes you have to do it with incomplete information because you know that the person that just told you this thing isn't matching up with the thing that you knew from before. So they clearly got it wrong. And you have to try to go back and fix it somehow. Anyway, the game is original. There's nothing like it. This is a 2014 game. They've not come out with any more cases. There's 64 in the game itself.
That is quite a bit of cases.
It's quite a lot. I've got a lot left to go, a lot.
Right.
And they come in various difficulty levels. They need to come out with this game again. They need to come out with the sequel, or somebody else needs to use this concept because it is absolutely brilliant. The theme of it is based on the comics by Edgar Jacobs, Blake and Mortimer, and the art is great. The stories are great because they're written in the style or taking the cases from those kinds of situations that they would get into. And I love this game so much. They need to come out with a sequel.
Fair enough. It's like the gamer version of Telephone.
Yeah, but it's so fun. That doesn't to say it like that doesn't do it justice. Play this game; it's amazing.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
We could play this on Tabletop Simulator and just jump into different rooms in Discord.
That's right.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
We should do it.
Bam, we're doing it.
Okay, good.
My number 8 is the game that's going to turn half the people off on this listen to this podcast, and the other half are going to be really excited. And it's Terraforming Mars.
Is this game that divisive?
Apparently,
Really?
You wouldn't think it would be, but it is.
I
think people hate it. Oh man, if you go watch people, it's like people hate it just to hate it at this point. It's like a Stonemeyer game. It's like people just don't care and they're unreasonable with how much they hate people who like this game. Apparently,
I don't hate anyone who likes the game, but remember how I said I don't really like playing ugly games.
I'm not going to say this is the prettiest game ever, but
yeah.
this is one for me, one of the most predictable games. I literally would have put it on my list last time, but it didn't. And I feel like it's right at the spot I probably would have put it at, maybe at number 9. I don't know. I do like it, but as I'm playing Lewis and Clark more,
Yeah.
this is almost interchangeable. I like them pretty much equal. But Terraforming Mars, obviously, it's a game that everybody knows about, but you're terraforming Mars.
The end. Full stop.
The end. No, but it's got a lot of card play. You got this huge tableau as you're getting cards. There's a massive drafting mechanism to it that kind of elongates the game, but it is very, very worth doing. And actually, I've played it with a lot of players and with 2 players, and I actually kind of like it with a lower player count because the game seems to be the same number of plays as far as turns, because like the same game ending mechanisms happen no matter how many players you have. So with more people, you do less stuff. So it's more fun to play it with less people just because you get to do more stuff and see your whole tableau get even crazier and things like that. So very good game. It's got some awesome expansions. I haven't played them all, so I'm just putting this on there as base game. Although I do know that there's one expansion I have not played with. Believe it's Prelude, but I might be wrong. That's supposed to speed the game up. So
yeah, I had one big drawback about this game is like the production quality was so low for such a good game. They chinced out on production and.
Just buy a 3D printer. Solved.
Well, they're doing a big box and,
The card
and
stock.
all that now, which
Yeah.
I guess would update the production quality, but they should just do a reprint,
They should.
second edition,
It's ugly.
and at least improve production. But I do like
That's
the game
fair,
a lot.
yeah. The cards are pretty thin, but they're thicker. It'd be like a 3,000 card stack. But I'm fine with that. I'll just put them in different stacks. I don't know.
Yeah. I enjoyed the game. It was a little long, but I had fun playing it. So
Yeah.
But we also played it with the full complement. I think it was 6 people.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
that time.
Yeah. My number 8 is a game called Blackfleet. This is a little like pirate game. You got 3 ships that you get to control. You got a pirate ship, a merchant ship, and a royal fleet or something like that. And essentially it's kind of rock, paper, scissors in that sense that your pirate ship can get other people's your pirate ship can get other people's merchant ships and steal goods off of it, but then the royal fleet hunts down the pirate ship, and your ships will get sunk, and it's not that big of a deal. It's got a little bit of a take that aspect to it, but your ships will come back, they regenerate, and they start in the corner of the map and everything. But it's just the production the production in this game is really awesome. The ships are these little models that you can actually put the goods in them and transport them around. And it's got kind of a, not really, I guess Merchant and Marauders, but also the old like Pirates Gold, NES game where I'm going to go over here and buy this good, but the further I get away from it, the more I can get for it. and your pirates are burying their treasure and everything. And the cards, they move all three of these ships on each of your turns. So it's just it's a lot of fun. It comes with metal coins. That's always a good plus. And then I always talk about the insert. It's a skull and crossbones. It's really awesome looking. So it's
best insert looking ever.
Yeah. It's a really fun game. I really enjoy this game a lot. So
yeah,
Black Fleet.
Yeah, that's a good choice. It's a romp. It's a family game. Like just fun.
And it's fast. It takes about an hour to play. It's a lot happening in a short amount of time. So
eventually I'll pick this up. Eric, did you pick it up?
I did. It's still in shrink, but I just like the playthrough of it, and I'll need to get it out of shrink and actually get it back to the table.
Yeah, it's a good time and nice production for sure.
Number 8 for me has been said by George. It's Everdell. Awesome game, tableau building. You're getting out these production cards, and you're able to combo those off, which I quite like to do. And then I also like it because you're also playing in kind of different stages. So my playthrough can be much longer than your playthrough if I'm a little bit more efficient in what I'm doing. So we can be on I could be in autumn or something, and you're off in summer. So I like the game. Production quality is really high, and that I think that helps as well. They have that big tree stand, and I think they did a really good job in production. The artwork and the gameplay is really good as well.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. My number 8 is Alchemists. This is a game that is a Czech Games Edition game from 2014. And if I didn't know that it wasn't Vlada Havadl, I would have thought that it was, but it's by Matusz Kotry. And this is a game where you have to play it with, well, you don't have to. You play it with an app because it's much easier to play it with an app. And you are alchemists trying to create potions to sell. And in order to make the potions, you have to actually deduce what the chemical compounds are in the game that go into the potions to create different things. So you have cards that might be a frog or a crow's foot. And if you put those two together, what kind of potion are you going to get? And if you put mushrooms together with a fern, what kind of potion are you going to get? And it's all determined by the app. You don't know when you're playing, and you have to deduce it during the game. So the deduction in this one is so great because it's got this very convoluted way of figuring that out, which I won't go into right here, but this is a long, deep deduction game. It's my favorite deduction game. And it's all built around this worker placement mechanism as well, where you're competing with the other players to go first in various places, and you might take your potion, and if you're first, you can give it to a student and make them drink it. But if you're not able to do that, then maybe you have to drink it yourself. And if it's having a negative effect, then you have to suffer some sort of penalty for it. It's got that kind of humor in the game, and
it's a Czech game. It has to have.
Yeah, it's so typical of Czech games. It's so good, and the whole idea of it, in order to get your points, you have to determine what these potions are and publish your results. You want to be first to publish scientifically. I mean, sort of what these are, but you can bluff, and so you could say you know what something is, but you're actually lying, and then you can say you know what something is, and you're gonna bet a whole lot on it that you really do know it. And people don't know what you've done until the end of the game, but they can chime in and say, yep, that's right. That is exactly what that is. Or they can challenge your findings with results of their own. That process of determining what it is, rushing to publish, maybe when you're not sure, leads to some hilarious outcomes. And the whole game is so fun because you really do have to figure out what's going on or suffer some hilarious effects from it.
Yeah,
I want to play this one with the expansion.
Oh my gosh, the expansion, the Golem, just puts a whole other layer. The base game itself is confusing, really confusing.
Right, yeah.
And when you do the Golem, it is mind-bending, and it's so great.
Interesting.
Nice.
And the app integration was really well done as well.
Yeah, that's true. It's always worked.
Yeah, it's a very good game. My number 7 is one, it was already surprising that it was in my top 10, and it's even more surprising that it's above both of you all, and that's Everdell.
Wow.
I've blown away that, first off, it was so high on my list. As I went through and compared them and stuff, I was like, wow, I am liking this game quite a bit. And then as you all put it like 10 and 9, I'm like, what is happening to this? This is not, I would have never thought of this, that it would be higher than both. I didn't think it would be higher than George's. I thought this was like in the top 3. Actually.
Yeah, mine being number 10 surprised me, actually.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy that you like it too. I love that game.
Yeah.
I really do.
The more we play it, dude, the more it's phenomenal.
And
everything about it, what Eric was saying, how like you just play until you're done.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I mean,
Oh, you take turns.
it's awesome for you, but then some people might be like, it's not awesome.
At the end, you're the last one left. You're going to just take all your actions until you're finished up.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, for the most part, it's not so dramatic that you're waiting for somebody to finish for 45 minutes or anything.
It might be 5 or a few.
Yeah. It's not too bad. But
I think,
man, the way that,
sorry,
okay.
As I play the expansions more, I think this one's going to just go higher and higher on my list as well.
Yeah. The expansions are great too. I'm just saying base game for right now, just because we've only at least played those 2 expansions once, I think.
We played just one.
Oh, maybe it was one. Yeah.
Pro book.
Yeah. I really like the tableau building that you're doing, and how you don't think that you would have as much that you can do, but you're like, get this. All right, well, if I do this, and there's a lot of thought process going on in your limited amount of actions for the round, but you can take that and drag it out pretty well. In a good way. Because you drag it out to where you feel accomplished.
Right. You never feel like you're tired, like you're working on some kind of spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Like you're building a little town and putting people in it. And it's a pleasant experience. The whole game is pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And honestly, at first I was like, I like Terraforming Mars better than this. And it's not the same type of game, but you are kind of building this tableau of stuff. But as I thought about it and started rating it and everything, I was like, wow, I mean, maybe I do like Everdell better. It jumped up ahead of it one spot.
Nice.
And it's very surprising that I thought it would probably be on my top 20. Very surprised it was in my top 10.
Me too. Yeah. Awesome.
My number 7, I'm going with Time Stories. This is a very it's a super immersive, it's story driven, kind of a time looper, Groundhog Day feel with it. You're trying to effectively figure out how to efficiently get through the puzzle, which is the scenario you're in. But man, it's just because every choice you make might not mean anything. They throw a lot of red herrings in there. It's things to just throw you off the path. Sometimes there's encounters that are pointless.
Yeah.
Red herrings.
Yeah. There was no reason for you to ever go through that tunnel and fight all these, people and stuff, but you did it and you wasted a whole bunch of time doing it. And it's essentially what the game's about. It's just being efficient, trying to figure out the puzzle and get through whatever scenario you're in. But, overall, yeah, I played this with my family and we all liked it. And, I'm looking forward. I've only played the base game, but I've got the 2 that came after the base game. I think it's Marcy's
Case or something.
Marcy's Case. Yeah. And then the Dragon one. So I'm looking forward to playing them. So.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
This one is my number 22. And it could be my number 11, anywhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant game.
Eric, you're not as fond of this one, is it?
No, I we played the base game. I went ahead and got rid of my copy.
Boo.
Yeah, I just seen that. Really, I just seen that in the other expansions or modules that you can play. That it's really about, I guess, going through the story, and it seemed like So in the base game, we went through basically 100% of the story. We seen all the dead ends. We seen all the whole story. But is that going to be like every game? Because you kind of play it through, and the less time you do, maybe the better you did at it. But in reality, at least if it's kind of like the base game, you almost have that unlimited time to go back through and get it right. So.
Yep, it's a story. You want to explore. You want to find stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
It's
and I
the experience of the story.
Yeah. So there's the red herrings, and maybe we weren't good enough to kind of figure out, hey, this is just going to be a waste of time and not part of the story or something that we need to gather, or this is not helping us in any way. I don't really see that there was clues that gave you where it was like, okay, do this because you're going to get information. This is just a waste of time. There's nothing that, really defined this is a waste of time and this is not a waste of time. Because you're kind of just going, oh, I could go here, so you're going to do it. So there wasn't like, I'm going to go here because I found something that says this is the path I should go.
But that's like real life. You don't know if something is a waste of time or not. You just got to do stuff.
It's true, I guess. I don't know.
Plus you're like stuck in the bodies of people you're not, you don't know what's going on, so you're trying to learn as you go through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's quantum leap.
And there could have been clues and you just didn't see them.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that as a jab at you. I'm just saying it.
might have been
definitely true. There could have been something, but we weren't smart enough to pick
because there's a lot going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Pick up on the facts that, hey, this guy had a purple hat and something down the line says purple hat people are gonna just put you in the wrong area. Yeah. So okay, number 7 for me is Terra Mystica. So in this game, you're basically building towns, and Terra Mystica, and you're terraforming these areas because you're playing a specific faction, and that faction can only survive or build in certain types of land areas, and you're going to use these spades in order to change it into something that you can build upon. And then there's reasons in the game that you want to kind of build closer to people because it's going to allow you to build for cheaper, or there's reasons you might want to build further away, maybe an end goal, because the longer stretch that you have, the more points you're going to get at the end of the game. But also, if you're not competing with that land, it's going to be easier to expand out kind of where you want to go. But I like the game a lot because it has a lot of variety in it. It has a lot of different factions in it. So every time you play the game, you're going to kind of play something a little bit different. So I always enjoyed my playthroughs and made it to my number 7.
Sweet.
Very cool.
Yeah, I like this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to play it more.
Yeah, we've been playing it more. Finally opened up the Fire and Ice expansion. Adds
You've been doing a lot of 2-player.
Yeah, adds more different factions that you can play. So there's so many factions just in the base game, and now with the Fire and Ice expansion, it just has more replayability in it, and then it has a little other thing that kind of changes around how you're going to do first player every round. Because in the base game, the first player is whoever passes first, and then it goes clockwise, where it kind of fixes that issue, where you just get that benefit just because you were, to the left of whoever passed first. So now it keeps track of, I passed first, I'm gonna be first player. Whoever passes second, they're gonna be, the second player. So I did also get the expansion. I forgot the name right now. There's only one other big expansion box for the game. Something of ships, but it just arrived today. So looking for.
Was it Armada? I think
it's not Armada, but it is something about ships. I can't remember now. But I did just get it in today, so kind of looking forward to getting that to the table as well.
What does it do? Do you know?
Merchants of the Seas.
Yes, it adds a different element. I used to know, but over time,
we'll come back to that.
It's went out of the brain there.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, it's surprisingly bearable, that game.
Kind words by George.
I'll take it.
All right. I don't.
Your number 7?
My number 7, yeah.
George?
Okay, my number 7 is Cyrano. It's a 2010 game. This is my favorite word game. And this one is a game that's based on Cyrano de Bergerac, the play. And so you're trying to the theme doesn't have a whole lot to do with it, but
forget about the theme.
Well, I guess it does. I guess it does because in the play you're trying to woo someone for another man. You're like writing poetry to a woman to win her heart for someone else. You're not actually doing it for someone else in this game, so that doesn't really work, but you are writing poetry because in the game you get a theme and you get 2 ending sounds like aid and ing, like just sounds. And then you have to write a poem that is a quatrain. It has 2 lines that end with some sound that sounds like aid and 2 lines that end with ing, right? And then, so everyone writes this quatrain and then
sounds like work.
It sounds like homework. Like I'm in English class.
This sounds actually like writing music.
So no, it's not music. It's poetry. Like you make 4 lines.
Right. But if you take the lyrics out of a song,
okay, yeah.
Because the first line rhymes with the third, and the second rhymes with the fourth.
Right, that's the easiest way to do it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Or you don't have to do it like that. You could do first and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Right.
Yeah. Or when you keep playing this game, you don't even have to use a quatrain. You could do a limerick. You know, you do what you want. But it's better if everyone's doing the same.
People learn stuff by listening to our podcast.
That was what a limerick is.
MeepleCore, increase your vocabulary.
But the thing is, you write a poem, that's the point, and it has to be about the theme. But you could be as funny or as creative as you want and make it as obliquely about the theme as you want. And then what you do is everyone performs their poem and you compare the words that you used at the end of the line. So everyone has a sheet of paper and it's got Cyrano down at the bottom and a lady up in the tower at the top. And there's a line of dots that are, like fill in the blank kind of like.
Is this like the audience clap meter? It's like, oh,
no.
Yeah. You did good.
No. But you have all these dots connecting him to the lady in the tower. And what happens is, what you compare your last words. So like if I said Slade, like the enemy, that's not a good one. That's not a great one. Anyway, if the word was aid, right? And I used the word glade, right? If I was the only one who used that word, I would get a point for that and I get to fill in one of my pips, one of my dots. But if you also use the word glade, neither one of us gets to use that.
So you got to be
unique. Yeah.
That actually sounds really
So that's
fun.
going from the bottom up. And then everybody votes on which poem simultaneously that they enjoyed the most. And you get, going from the top down, you cross off that number of pips for the number of votes you got. So, and you could vote for a poem for whatever reason you want. You think it was the most poetic, it was the funniest, it, tied in the theme the best. You think that player's doing real bad and you just want to give them a point. Whatever you want. and so when your 2 lines meet, if you're the first person to do that, then you win the game.
I am sold. I know Eric's not thinking this is good at all.
It is tremendous.
Dude, this sounds amazing. Matt, I bet you would be good at this too.
It sounds okay.
It's basically just writing lyrics.
I hate the arbitrary voting stuff.
Yeah.
I've always hated that kind of thing. But I mean, other than that, the game sounds.
But that's
neat.
that's only like a part of it, so it's okay,
Right.
And
just change it to be a rap. You're writing rap lyrics.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. And it's kind of funny. There was a person on Board Game Geek who suggested that instead of using the themes that come with the game, you use Cards Against Humanity cards for the theme.
That sounds even worse.
Yeah. Then it gets sold at Target exclusively for 6 months.
It's pretty funny though. Even just using the actual themes from the game, sometimes hilarious stuff happens. It's great.
All right, my number 6 is another game that kind of surprised me, and that's Mage Knight, the board game. This is phenomenal. I don't know why I didn't consider it to be. I mean, I always thought it to be in my top 20, but never in my top 10. As I started comparing the games, it just took them out left and right, and it ended up in the 6th spot. So it is a epic adventure game where it's got a little bit of deck building aspect. You're trying to run through and be super efficient. There's so many options to think about on your turn. Has a lot of AP. It plays better at lower player counts, obviously, because
Time.
because of time.
Yeah.
I've never played this game where it took less than 3 hours.
It's like almost a solo game.
It is. It does. I've played it with more people, and it does really work out somewhat in a way, because certain scenarios you're just kind of like running through and adventuring. And if you happen to bump into somebody else and get in their way, you actually just make it easier for the person who's like trekking on their own path. You know what I mean? So like there is that. That's why I think it's probably better like 2 players.
Yeah.
Or playing a scenario that's specific to like 3 or 4 people.
Right.
Yeah. We got this to the table twice here recently, which I would thought it would have been higher up on my list. I would like to play it with someone that maybe enjoys it.
I think you just got deflated.
Enjoys it a little bit more.
You got deflated.
So I played it with Melissa, and she brought up some valid good points. So she ended up not liking it, which obviously, since the gameplay wasn't as good, kind of brought down my ratings a little bit as well. So with playing someone that maybe enjoys it more, might bring it back up. We'll have to see. But she, like I said, brought in some valid points. Is since you're drawing cards and those cards kind of dictate what you can do on your turn, you can't necessarily do what you need to do or plan to do something specific on your turn. Like, I'm at somewhere where I can recruit. Well, I don't have any recruit cards. I have fight cards. Okay, I'm going to go fight. But then you have to spend some cards to go fight. And then once you get over there, you draw cards. And now you don't have the best hand to go fight. And that's kind of what ended up happening to her. And also, since you usually do kind of, veer off not to be in each other's way, because if I'm over here taking all the stuff, there's no reason for you to be over here, so you're going to be over there. So it was more of a solo experience anyway. You didn't really get in each other's way. And because of those 2 elements, she didn't prefer it. So, like I said, I still want to play it.
You should play with Tim.
I get the thing about the cards, but I will say that the game does lend strong to card counting because your deck is only like, 16 cards, I think?
It's not very thick, right?
And that almost doesn't get bigger. I mean, you recruit maybe 4 or 5 cards throughout the game. You don't recruit like a mass amount, so there's not a huge deck building aspect.
Right, so it's pretty light.
You'll get wounds and stuff, but you'll get rid of those.
It's like Shadow Rift.
But it does...
Like Shadow Rift.
Shadow Rift. So it does lend itself well to knowing a character and looking at your discard pile quite a bit to understand what you've played and what's coming up, and plan ahead of.
I
think that is a big part of the game,
right? And then it also has an aspect of any card you can tap it and use it for the basic, like 1 move or 1 hit or 1 block,
right?
So
and you almost have to just take the hit and do it, every once in a while.
Right.
So
you won't get the full benefit of that card, but at least you get to use it in some kind of context where it's beneficial.
We'll play it again, Eric, and we will renew it for you.
My number 6 has been talked about 3 times, I think, already.
Whoa!
Everdell.
I think.
Everdell.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Oh, Matt. Okay. I can see you liking this.
Yeah. So, I mean, you build a town, you got critters. It's fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think the production honestly kind of bumped it up a little bit for me. That and the artwork.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely helped it out for me. Otherwise, I mean, it wouldn't be that many spaces back, but I think it probably did shove it up a couple, 2, 3, definitely, just on those
I agree.
Parts of it.
It makes a difference.
But yeah, y'all pretty much got everything
said what needed
that
to
I
be
would have
said.
said. So yeah,
we covered this one.
It's pretty cute animals and combos and this and that. So
cool.
Everdell.
It is MeepleCore's favorite game.
Anyway, 6 is Yokohama for me. It does look complicated, and then initially when I looked at the game, I was like, "Ooh, that's too much." But actually, the game is not very complicated once you know the rules and know what all these iconographies and what these tiles do. So basically, like a lot of things, you are going around trying to collect resources and do X with those resources. But what I like about this game is basically you're on your turn, you're seeding these actions that you're going to do now or actually in the future, because every turn you can put 2 cubes on one spot, or you can do 3 cubes on 3 different spots, and then you're moving your guy around to do a certain action. So those times where you're placing 3 cubes out in different spots, not only are you building a route to get to a location that you want to do your action, you're actually laying those breadcrumbs in where you're going to come back and do that action in a bigger way, because the more cubes you have in a spot or anything, you can build houses, the better that action is going to be for you. So it's one of obviously my favorite games. Is number 6.
Sounds like there's a lot of planning. Is there a lot of AP?
I don't think there's a lot of AP. No, you kind of have like, certain things that, I want to go over here to grab this, and then I want to go over here to do this. So there's not a lot of AP, because you have kind of a direction that hopefully that you're kind of planning to do. Obviously that's going to change, because you can't do actions where someone else is at their president, I think it's called. So you might have to go, all right, someone's there, I'm going to have to go do this first and then come back. So
plus, like, wherever you're at, you almost have like limited amount of options there. You have to kind of like move to get new options, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you can only move through basically your trader, as I think it's called, the cubes that you're placing out. So
I'll give it a try.
Yeah, good game.
I'll give it a try.
Oh yeah, I think you'll like it.
Cool. My number 6 is Dale of Merchants. All of it.
All of it. The collection.
This is collection, but all of the Dale of Merchants. I'm waiting on Dale of Merchants 3. It should arrive soon. This is a game, 2019 game, is the collection. And Sammy Lasco is the designer. And this is a game of, this is my favorite card game. It's card play, and you are playing a sort of a ladder game or a climbing game where you're first deck building to get cards into your deck. And all the cards come from these various animal decks that you mix into the game. You choose 4 of them. You choose a number of them, number of players plus 1. Anyway, and then you can buy cards into your deck and use them, but as you go, as you're climbing from 1 to 8, you have to play them out of your deck into your market stall, which means they're not in your deck anymore. So it's this difficult choice always as to when you get them out of your deck and play them, because it's ultimately a race game. And it's always interesting. The interactions between the cards are really intriguing to me. The art is spectacular. And now that there's so many different animal factions and so many different ways to play the game, it's really moved up high on my list.
Cool, yeah.
I like this one quite a bit.
Me too. I like that aspect of your deck building to make your deck obviously better and more efficient and do cooler things, but eventually you're going to have to choose a time where, all right, it's time to make those stalls and get rid of those better cards. So, yeah.
Great balancing act.
Cool. My number 5 is a game that Matt has already talked about, and that's World of Warcraft, the epic board game. This is phenomenal. I mean, is Mage Knight a better game? Yeah. Is World of Warcraft better because it's fun?
Does it actually have that tagline, the epic board game?
Oh. No, it's just the board game. And actually, I'm getting so tired now that it probably didn't even make sense. But the point is, it's a very epic game. There's a lot going on. Matt said it best. It replicates an MMO in a board game. You have, other than raiding, you have like dungeons, you have leveling up, you have the old school WoW aspect of the talent building, where you can play the same character a few different times and completely play them different. And you feel like you're playing it different. You can feel like you're playing a character that's a tank. You can feel like you're playing a character that's DPS or a healer, or maybe you play a paladin and kind of like dual purpose, which is probably more efficient in this than it actually is in WoW. But you can feel like you could do like a multi-role. And it's just really cool because even though 3-on-3, the game is about 30 minutes a turn, you're utilizing the entire opponent's time planning out what you're going to do. Like, no joke. They spend 30 minutes taking their turn,
God.
and you are engaged the entire time, being like, well, all right, let's do this, and blah, blah, blah. And it's so as you're spending like 20 to 30 minutes planning, then you spend your 20 to 30 minutes playing your turn. It's good. This is the only game where I woke up and was like, we're still playing it, and I'm amazed.
Wow, this is
I mean, that sounds like I was bored and fell asleep. What I meant was it was so long. You know, like you can look up and it's dinner time, and you don't feel like it's long. And that is why I think it's really good. It's a dice fest, but it's awesome.
I'm really intrigued. Like, I'm just not sure how I've seen the actual computer game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there doesn't seem to be that much planning that goes into that. I could be wrong. I've never played it.
People play it for months and years. There's all kinds of planning.
Yeah.
But do they plan? Really?
I'm sure. Like, I'm going to go raid on Tuesday, and Thursday I'm going to go to this dungeon.
They plan a lot. It's just a different type of planning, because you might have to plan on how you approach a boss and how you fight it and stuff. And one of the world bosses that was just pulled, one of the top guilds that I think did it, they pulled the boss 290 something times. That's how many times they attempted that fight.
Oh.
Each time they would literally sit back and think about, like a football play, what happened, analyze where people were standing. I mean, it's crazy.
It is.
It's crazy.
Okay.
And then once somebody figures out the strategy, then everybody else watches the YouTube video, figures out, bam, did it the 10th try.
Have your tag. Bring it over to this corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good game. I'm very saddened that Fantasy Flight lost the license, I guess, for it, which honestly it makes sense, because World of Warcraft is a little bit more casual than this board game is in context with like board game versus computer game.
It sounds like
epic. Yeah, this is epic. The hardcore gamers are going to play this. I think a lot of people bought it and was like, yeah, World of Warcraft. What? It's like 75 pages of rules.
Yeah.
Shelved.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So.
All right, my number 5 is I went with Folklore: The Affliction. So I kind of have an ongoing thing. I like games that'll give me a good story, but I don't have to put the time in like I used to with old Dungeons and Dragons groups. You know, that takes a lot of time to meet every other week or once a month or whatever, and you pretty much spend a whole day. This game will give you pretty much the same exact feel. You get a character, you level it up. You make choices. Your choices will change what happens to you later on in the story. Just everything. It is about, like I said, as close as you can get to a campaign mode of any kind of like, D&D or role playing game that you want to play. And you don't need a separate person to be a dungeon master or whatever. It's, the book drives it for you. The combat, it's not the shining part of the game, but it is there, and it's still, a good aspect of it, but it's just, it is whatever. But the story is the big part of this game that I like the most. And also something I didn't mention, I forgot to say about Time Stories, is Time Stories that has like a save mode almost. Yeah. If you get to a stopping point, you can just pick everything up, and the way it goes in the box, it saves it. This is kind of the same thing where it's got like short chapters, and you just kind of play at your own leisure. And when you're done, you close it all up and keeps your stats and everything, and you just pick back up whenever you feel like it.
Your character sheet like folds, and you put all their cards in it and stuff. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, so it's I really like this game.
Yep.
Yeah, I would
really
I would
good.
say this would be introduced to my list if we got to the table and had the time to delve into it even more. It would definitely make my top 20.
This might make my list.
Fair
I've been bugging Tim to play it for the past like month and a half.
I know.
Yeah.
By the time you're listening to this, it's already done, but I should be running this at Gen Con Online next week.
Oh, awesome.
Which just completely dated the episode.
Yeah. Thanks.
Are we gonna get to play it as well?
I don't know. It depends on if it's ready by then.
Oh,
come on.
Just hop on to Gen Con Online and
Okay.
Yeah, sign up for an event, George. I'll be happy
I may have to
run that
Yeah,
for
I
you.
I really want to play this.
That's one way you get it done. My turn. Number 5 for me is Rising Sun. So probably my best or favorite dudes on the map type of game, area control. So it has alliances, has a nice blind bidding system in it. it's just overall a good game. I got the Kickstarter version. I think that kind of helps my
Daimyo edition
my
or
ranking.
something?
Daimyo box.
Daimyo box.
Yeah, with all the monsters and more bling to it. So yeah, if I know a lot of people already know about it, so I won't go into heavy detail, but awesome game.
This one's tremendous, yeah.
I need to try it.
Yes, you do.
And everybody everywhere was like, what?
Yeah, this is so good. The fact that you can't get the Kickstarter version anymore is what keeps me from getting it.
Yes,
Agreed. Take note, Coolmon.
Yeah.
I am the same way. I didn't pick it up for the longest time.
I put your name on purpose.
Because I was like, oh man, I missed out on the Kickstarter. But I was able to get a copy of the Kickstarter. I was able to get it for a good price. The play mat, metal coins, the whole shebang. So
Yep.
quite happy.
Yeah, I was lucky. That's good. All right, my number 5 is Fauna. This is
Wow.
Friedman Freeze game, and it's a 2008 title. And this is my top family game, mostly because this is what my family plays the most.
Yeah.
And it's a game where you are just determining the information that you know about animals. So there will be any kind of animal that you take out of a deck of 360 different ones, and then you have to, with your pile of cubes, you can place them on the world map in regions that you think that animal lives, where its habitat is. Or there's also tracks on the bottom, and you can say what its weight is between, so many pounds and
Or tons.
or kilos, yeah,
Or kilos.
or tons, yeah. I mean, it goes up to
it's tons. Yeah.
and you can also put your cubes on a track that says what its length, the length of the animal without the tail is, and what the length of the tail of the animal itself is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know things, you can put down your cubes and get points. But if you don't know things, you're okay, because you can just look at where someone else has put their stuff, and you can go next to what they did, and you still get points if you're adjacent to the actual answer. So
It should have been called Fauna, the piggybacking trivia game.
which is a brilliant way to do it, though. Let's face it.
It is
It
awesome.
is the best trivia game. It's the best family game, and my family plays it on a very frequent basis. Love this one.
Yeah, we just
And there's like
pulled it out within the last month, and we even played it with Bennett, and he's 6 years old. So I just brought out a roller, and it was like, all right, so show me on the roller how big you think their tail is, or whatever.
That's awesome.
So
that's cool.
yeah, even if if it's like a horse or something, and you just pull it out and be like, I think it's like this big. So all right.
And this is the same. It's Terra in America, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All three of those are the same system.
They are. I have no interest.
Oh, really? I have I have Terra.
What if they made Ireland?
Okay, I'm
you
in.
get it right.
My number 4 is the best game with dice ever, and that is Role Player. This is amazing, and honestly, it can't go up any higher on my list. But it is as high as it can go on this list without it can't challenge the things above it. But it's such a good game. The expansions are great. I'm looking forward to playing the newest one, which I have not played, which is Friends and Familiars, which I believe just came out this summer. Yeah, we did it on the preview list, unless you kickstarted it and got it earlier. I just love everything about this game. I like the fact that you're building a character. It's very nostalgic to the D&D, building a character back before 3rd edition. And man, it's just such a good game. There's a lot of strategy going on. There's a lot of mitigation going on, and I really like it. So super, super good game.
It is very good.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's so
right.
good. Just buy it. Just buy it. If you like Sagrada, you'll like this more.
I disagree.
Challenge.
Disagree.
Challenge.
Disagree. But it is very good.
Strong disagree.
They're both very good.
We did
be fair.
the Role Player versus Sagrada episode,
We did.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was outvoted.
Role Player won. Spoiler alert. I mean, but go check out that
It was
episode.
it was closer than we thought, though.
It was
Yeah,
closer
to
than
be
we
fair.
thought. Yeah.
They're both really good.
Yes.
All right, my number 4 is Lords of Ziddit. Yeah, so
This jumped up heavily.
yeah, so first of all, the game's gorgeous.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I like pick up and deliver. I know that's kind of silly, but this will probably be one of my more favorite ones. Obviously, I guess. I don't think anything behind that's a pick up and deliver.
As he checks.
That would
Double
be
check
really
it,
bad.
man.
Yeah, this is one of my more favorite pick up and deliver games. It's a little fiddly, but I don't mind it because it's still all the different color of the little characters and everything. The programming that goes along with it, running into people, people are going where you thought you were going to go. They cut you off. They take things from you. So you end up taking things you didn't mean to take. And it sounds frustrating, but it's fun.
It is frustrating.
In the same sense. Yeah. But then I know there's arguments on this, but I really do like the hidden scoring system it has.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
I agree.
And keeping track of if you're ahead of people and this and that, and the three going down the ranks to see if you can continue on and finish up to the last rank to see who has the best score. So yeah, it's Lord of Zit. It's number 4.
I think it's one of the most unique scoring, and maybe it was done somewhere else. Obviously in the game that it rethemed, but I don't know if it's done anywhere else like this. But yeah, you don't have to. You just got to win the last one. You just got to skirt past being last place in the first 3
Yes.
or 2 or
I
whatever
like
it
that
is. Yeah,
so much.
fantastic.
Is
so
the person
fantastic.
you disagree with Eric?
I don't know if it was him or maybe Jeremy.
I don't know, Eric. You like Lords of Zeta, don't
Yeah,
you?
I like it fine. I mean, I don't love the scoring mechanic.
No, that's what we're saying.
Yeah. He's talking specifically about
Okay.
that. He was thinking of
Gotcha.
Eric. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the game is
Cool.
so good, and the art, like you say, is gorgeous. Yeah, this was really
It's
really
the
nice.
Seasons world.
I was gonna say it's the same guy's Seasons, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I think it takes place in the same world too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for a programming game, this one just got beat out on my list by Space Alert, but I love the programming. I love the game itself. Great choice.
Mine came in literally at number
look at that.
21.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah. It was right next to Seasons.
Nice.
Cool. Number 4 for me is Crokinole. It's actually, it might be one of the only games on here that I do not own myself, but eventually I'll probably pick up a nice Crokinole board. So in this game, it is a dexterity game. It has a big round or circular board that you play with. It has these pegs in the middle that surround a hole in the middle of the board. And basically what you're trying to do is get your disc by flicking it into the center hole. That's going to give you the most amount of points. But if not, at least you want it to be in the central hole of the game board. And doing this, you have to, if there's any of your opponent's pieces on the board, you have to tap their piece before hopefully ending up in that center. So awesome dexterity game. Obviously, I considered it one of the best ones out there.
Oh yeah!
If you haven't tried it, definitely worth a try.
It is beautiful.
It is
I
very
love
good.
this one. I've got 2 sets of it, and I don't consider it a board game. I didn't even think of it,
Oh yeah.
but it probably would have made my list. But I think of it more like pool or something. Like
Oh yeah. It's on BGG.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it as a board game. Yeah, but it's beautiful.
Actually, one year at Lexicon, we did a tournament, and we didn't think it was going to be that long, but it was like a Swiss tournament. We played Crokinole
Like
for like
20 players.
3 hours or something. Yeah, it was a good time though.
That's great.
We enjoyed
Yeah.
ourselves.
All right. My next one is my number 4. It is Robinson Crusoe. This is a game by Ignacy
Trebuchet.
Trebuchet.
I'm probably still
Yeah.
wrong, but this is what I've heard.
And it's a 2012 game, but they've come out with several expansions. Like I say, all these games, I have the expansions for them, and it's a game that is my top co-op game, where you're working with other players in a sort of worker placement way to deal with a scenario in which you've washed up on a deserted island and you have to survive. And there's all kinds of animals, there's all kinds of weather effects, it's a very difficult, punishing game, but it tells such great stories, whether you live or die, that it's made it into my top games.
George likes abuse.
Sadomasochist or whatever. Yeah. It's a very punishing game for sure, but it's really good.
Hey, our hut's up. Oh, windstorm.
Exactly. No, it's down
apart.
Yeah.
I like adventure. This one just has all kinds of things happening, and you can tell great stories with this game. Like Chevchek says, games that tell stories. Like this one, he's actually correct on that.
My number 3 is a game that I followed all the way from beta, and that is Mage Wars Arena, or we'll just call it Mage Wars, because they eventually came out with a second Academy one that kind of took away the board. But anyway, we're not talking about that one. We're talking about Mage Wars Arena, in which you have a spell book of all of the cards that you want to pick. So it eliminates the luck of drawing cards, because you pick the cards that your spell book is made of, and you pull the cards out. You pull 2 cards out for each round. So you prepare in advance what you're going to play with that round. And there's a whole arena that you move your different cards around in. The spells work as closely as you would think they would in an arena. So if you shoot a fireball, obviously it's going to burn things, splash damage. You can force push people into walls. You can force push them through like thorny walls that you've created. Like maybe you created like a thorn wall that blocks 2 of the zones. You can throw somebody through it. You can do all kinds of stuff. There is simply just so much to this game that I have yet to experience all of it. I bought these like card cases that you put baseball cards in, and it says it holds 1,500 baseball cards. It's full. And I have more cards past that I keep all the characters and stuff. So I've got almost like 1,600 cards or so. I've got everything to the game and multiple core sets and stuff. So, man, it's such a good game. It works pretty well with 4 players, although it is a little bit lengthy at that point. If you're playing one-on-one with experienced people, you can definitely do it in an hour and a half. But it is a lengthy game if you've never played it before.
That is
super fun.
Massive amount of content. 1,500 unique cards.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Whoa.
It is tremendous amount of stuff. Now, obviously, when you build your character, you choose a character. They can pick from certain schools of magic, but you can include anything in there. You just have to pay more for it. So if a card has a cost to add to your spell book, if it's, if it's an off school, it costs like double the amount. I've already pre-built my characters and I just keep playing the same ones. But if it's a school that your character doesn't like if you want to build a heal spell with the Necromancer, you can, but it's like triple the spell cost to put it in your book. So you're going to have a book with less cards in it, but you would surprise people because it's like, oh, well, I didn't expect the Necromancer to jump out with a full heal on one of their creatures, Not that would work very well because they usually have undead. It doesn't work out.
You would
to heal
definitely
them,
surprise people, yeah.
Yeah, it would definitely surprise people. Yeah, you just murdered your own guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mage Wars Arena.
Yeah, that it took a long time to explain the rules, but like you said, it just, when you learn the keywords, it's like it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Everything is like, oh, that's how it would work in real life. Yeah,
you start reading the text, you're like, I probably didn't need to read this.
And this is a 2-player game.
Primarily, yeah.
All right.
Are you surprised by that?
I'm surprised the 2-player game is so high on the list, yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yep. So we're on number
3.
3. Yeah. Okay. So this is one that I almost forgot to put on my list, and then I looked at my past top 10. It's Orleans. I really like this game a whole lot. It's it's a bag builder and I guess worker placement. But there's just so many other tracks that are going on in this game. And the whole other board with all the waterways and the food and stuff. I was trying to think of the fancy name for something like that. But, like I said, it's just all the different tracks and placing your workers and just trying to manage your bag and everything. So it's not like the most complex game, I guess, but I mean, it does have some depth to it, but, it's always enjoyable to play it. I'm actually surprised Tim didn't have it anywhere on his list.
I don't have a single bag building game or bag drawing game on my list.
I know.
That's like mind blowing.
What's wrong with you?
I don't like them as much as I thought.
What is happening? It must be about like past my 20. Yeah, they are.
But yeah, so Orleans,
I enjoyed this one.
it's a good time. I like it every time it comes out, and I really would. Do you got the expansion where you're fighting off the aliens or whatever?
I don't, but I think
Wait.
Aliens?
You mean
don't you fight off aliens?
You co-op.
I'm thinking of Agricola.
Yes.
yeah. This one's like
It's a co-op.
you're building a castle, right?
You're fighting off something.
Yeah,
though,
you're
ain't
like
people
Mongols.
You're
attacking
preparing for an onslaught. You're not actually doing the fighting really, but you're gathering all kinds of stuff. But yeah, it's a co-op version. It's called
Okay.
Is it Intrigue or something?
Invasion.
Okay, yeah.
But you're not really
Gotcha.
being invaded, is what I'm saying.
You're fortifying
Yes,
a castle
yes.
or something, right? And preparing all the
Correct.
provisions and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Well, it would be cooler if it was aliens, but okay.
I guess they don't specify. Maybe it is aliens.
Yeah,
You're just fortifying the castle.
Yeah.
You win that phase, and then the aliens come and you lose. That's why I didn't even make that part. There's no contest.
Yeah, I do have that. We should play it. It's so great. And this was one of those that barely missed my list, and it's one of the few Euro kind of games that had a shot at making it. I really, really like it.
All right, number 3 for me is One Night Ultimate Werewolf. Previously,
Wow. It is no longer the number 1 spot for Eric.
The only reason it would drop right now really is it just hasn't made it to the table recently, and I see that's why it's dropped a little bit. But I mean,
You've just forgotten. how
right,
fun it
exactly.
is.
He's gotta be refreshed.
the best 10-minute board game you're gonna find out there, maybe besides like Coup. But besides,
no.
Oh, gosh.
we talk about Coup.
No.
But anyway,
If that's your number 1, Eric.
it got overtaken. No, but this one is a hidden identity deduction type of game where you're gonna go sleep. You're gonna know who you begin the date with, and everybody's gonna do certain actions depending on who they are during that night phase where everybody's face down, eyes closed, making some noise so you don't know what other people are doing. You're going to wake up and you don't get to see who you are now because it might have changed through the night. And if you play with people that are experienced and people that actually, enjoy the game, I don't see that there's any other game that kind of gets close to this game for the time length of this game. It's really good. I've heard some other people say that they've tried it out, they didn't like it, or and I will say that if you're playing with somebody that is going to be like, nah, they're not into it, or they're not willing to relinquish any kind of information, or because you have to either lie or be able to give information or change, I guess lying is bad, but lying in this game is good.
Misdirecting.
Right, misdirecting, I guess, is better. Sometimes you're going to play and say you're a character and be like, I did this at night. And there's been some awesome plays in this game that was like, oh my goodness, I don't, you pulled off something that was so good. So this is still to this day probably the game that we've played the most of any of our games. I think that's still the case because every night that we'd pull this out, we would play it like 20 times or something. So
it's
Yeah.
brilliant.
it is good.
Yeah, definitely. My number 3 is the biggest surprise for me on this list, actually, because it's the newest one on the list, and it's Detective City of Angels.
Oh, see, I kind of went through my own games, and maybe this would have made it on my list if I remembered.
This one shot up so high for me. It's a game that is a detective game, and it's based on like 1940s noir kind of, like Dashiell Hammett and The Big Sleep and different stuff like that. And so there's so much role playing that can be done in the game. And, the best thing about it is as the players are playing the game, the person who's in charge of the game, who's the chisel, can lie. They can choose to lie when they're questioning suspects and things. And then they have to try to catch them in the lie or sometimes they challenge them on a lie that really wasn't a lie. And if they do that, then they get penalized. So there's this great give and take. And this one shot up so high on my list because the stories are so good. The writing is so good. The crimes are very interesting. This is the first game where I'm actually personally inspired by this game to write my own cases. I like it that much.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully that will be forthcoming. It is tremendous, tremendous role playing kind of game.
Yeah, it is deserving of a high spot. And if I would have thought of this game when making my list, it would have probably been somewhere in the top 20, if not within the top 10.
Yeah, really enjoy it.
My number 2 is probably not a surprise if you watched our other episode, but it's Nations, the dice game / Nations. I crammed them in the same spot. I actually had them separate on the list for some reason, so I had to actually move it. They're basically the same game. One is the lengthier version and one's the shorter version. They feel very similar, and that's why I kind of put them in the same spot, because technically I'd probably rather play Nations if I could, but the dice game is the same experience in 45 minutes. It is tremendous. You roll your dice, you keep doing actions until you're out of stuff for resources or whatever. You're grabbing things from the middle. I mean, I don't know. It's just really, really good. If you've never played Nations, the board game, this is more, I wouldn't say distilled, but it really is like a shortened version of the game. And instead of using like just resources that you've gathered, you roll them on dice. But there has all these different dice, which have different layouts. So maybe you want to go for something that has a lot more gold on it, so you get a gold dice, but maybe you want to, you want to build wonders. So you got to get gray dice that has more chances of having, the stones that you use to build it. So you're trying to mitigate but you're trying to be effective with what you're getting. So you can like, it's not really an engine building game, but it kind of feels like that's what you're doing. Because you want to get the right dice, so when you roll them, you're getting all the materials you need to go that strategy.
I'll say that's engine building. It's dice building.
Sounds like Dice Settlers. We played that.
It is kind of like Dice Settlers, but it's done slightly different. I don't know. Have you ever played Nations, the board game? Oh, man. We got to do that. We got to do that. Anyway, Nations and Nations, the dice game, they're the same game. It's just the dice game version, but not a lot has changed. The idea of what's going on and the flow of the game from start to finish is very similar with both games. It's not like a very distilled down dice game version of it, if that makes sense.
Are you playing specific nations? Are you just your own nation?
Yeah.
You make up your own nation? Or
Yeah, so you choose one of the boards. There is one side that's all generic for everybody. Otherwise, you draft boards in like reverse order at the start of the game.
But I mean, like, is somebody China and somebody is, South Africa? I mean, like, whatever. Like,
there's like Rome and Greece, and I think it seems, I don't think it's not modern.
Okay.
Let's put it that way. Although it does have some modern stuff in it, because you play it essentially, just going with the dice game, you play through like 4 ages, and each age is like a, I wouldn't say like a century, but maybe it is a century. You know what I mean? So you can get leaders and things like that, like, Abraham Lincoln or Tesla and stuff.
Oh.
But then you also have like Genghis Khan in the
together?
first. No, because like in the first age, all those tiles that you can get are themed in that century. And then you move on to the next age, and those are appropriately themed.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And so on and so forth. Yeah. Which doesn't make sense in the end, because you look at your board and you're like, I have like militia that carry swords, but then I have, more modern stuff.
Tanks.
So whatever. Not really tanks, but yeah, kind of like that. It's glorious and amazing, and I made them play it so many times.
I think I'm ready to maybe give it another string of tries. We did play it.
Oh, I'm ready. Let's do it. We had
at one point.
Yeah, we played it a lot. Then we played it so much, and I gave it such a glowing review that Rastan contacted me and was like, "Hey, I've got an expansion coming out. So do you all want to try it out?" So I made him play it a lot more to beta test it, and good stuff.
Cool. I'll try it.
My number 2, Eric recently talked about. So it's One Night Werewolf. I think most people know about it. It's social deduction. It's a good time. So it's always fun to lie to your people.
Was that your number 1 before?
No.
Oh, I didn't think so. Okay.
No.
Yeah,
Cool.
it deserves to be super high. It's really good.
It does.
Yeah. Really good game.
All right, number 2 for me is Zulkin, the main calendar. As on Matt's list, we're going to share a list. So it's a worker placement type of game. I kind of talked about it a little bit already. But basically, yeah, you are choosing from 2 different things. On turn, you're either putting out workers or you're going to grab workers out. The more you put out, the more corn that you're using, and you need the corn to do different things, but also to feed your people. And also, when you bring back your workers and get those benefits, you don't have to bring them all back out. You can choose, I'm going to choose this one, and I'm going to wait on this one, and wait until, it has a lot of planning, because, by the time it comes back to your turn, it's like, all right, he's going to move up 3 steps. So I'm going to get this action once it's back to me. So I'm going to have to, all right, this turn I'm going to put out workers. I'm going to wait. I'm going to put out more workers. The next turn I'm going to get workers. And you might, the next turn get more workers back. So I like that planning aspect and kind of future planning a lot of your turns. And hopefully things work out for you.
It's like Mayan the investment calendar.
Wow.
I'm going to invest this guy on this wheel. I'll see him in a while.
Yeah, I didn't realize this was your number 2. I've given you so much grief about this game.
Yeah, it's so good. You have to give it a try.
Yeah.
I got the expansion. We'll throw in the expansion and you can have at it.
I actually forgot about the expansion, honestly. All right, George, what's your number 2?
Is Game of Thrones, the card game. This is the 2008 first edition of the card game, not the later one. And this is my choice for like a lifestyle game, I guess. Like there's so much to this game.
Yeah.
And I think you said Mage Wars had 1,500 cards or something. I don't know. This maybe has that as well, but they come in, you have to have 3 of each in order to, make your decks. So I've got a ridiculous number of cards for this. You deck build, like literally build your deck and then play against other people. I always play it where I'm playing against like 4 or 5 or 6 people. I never like to play this one, even though it's sort of designed as a one-on-one kind of tournament game. I don't care about that.
I like the titles.
I like the titles. I like playing with all the people, and then there's this massive meta game that goes on every time at the table where I'm trying to convince people to do things that I want them to do, and convince them that I'm not
very
really
Game
a
of
threat.
Thrones-ish.
Yeah, I mean it really does. It feels like Game of Thrones the whole time, and there's so many tie-ins to the books and the show. The theme really comes through for me, and yeah, I've had this one as my number 1, number 2 for a very long time. Really, don't see that changing. Love this game.
Fair enough. Yeah, I used to play it quite a bit, so it'd be fun to bust it out again and try it. Yeah. All right, so we're going to talk about our honorable mentions. Honorable mentions, well, I mean, the idea behind it is it's a game that necessarily wouldn't be on your list or even like in your top 100 or whatever. Maybe it's because it's a classic game that you just wouldn't consider a top game in your list anymore, but it has a lot of nostalgia to it or whatnot. My honorable mention in this case is a game I haven't played, but you'll see why, and it's Kingdom Death Monster. Because I've spent a ton of money on it. I've read the rule book. It seems amazing. I'm putting the miniatures together, and I haven't played it, and it's killing me because I guarantee you this is going to jump pretty heavily on my list. I don't know how far it's going to be because there is some big contenders for me in the top at least 6 or 7, but we'll see what happens by next year if we do this list again. It's so much fun. I love miniature games. I love painting games or painting miniatures and stuff. The rule set to this just fascinates me beyond belief, and I am so anxious to get to it. And we would have without a pandemic, and I refuse to play a digital version of a $400 game I own.
That makes sense, actually. I understand that. It's a shame, though.
Yep. If I didn't own it, we would be playing it on tabletop for sure.
And this one would probably launch up in my rankings. I don't know enough about it to put it on there at all right now, but the reason I say that is because it tells crazy stories, is what I've heard.
It's pretty crazy stories. You got to have little bit of, not really stomach, but you have to be okay with dark stuff.
I kind of went the same route with mine. Not Kingdom Death Monster.
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah. Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. I bought this at the last Gen Con we attended. I got all pretty much everything you could get for this with a big play mat. It had a couple special painted miniatures.
He just turned to the Fry meme and was like,
yeah, but as soon as they pretty much said it's Warcraft in a box, Warcraft being the real time strategy version of it, not the MMO, that had me sold right then. I think it was out of print, and then they brought it back into print, and that's when I was able to get this. So I jumped at the chance to get it because I did not want to see it go out of print and me not own this game. So it's still in boxes, but I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah. It's a big game too.
Yeah.
Yes.
it is big.
Yeah, that's going to be great when we can finally get to it.
Mm-hmm.
I have actually two. So I have one that is Dominant Species. I do believe this game would be top 20 for me if I got in more plays. I have played it before, but it's been quite a few many years ago. I want to get it back to the table. It's an excellent game. With more plays, I know it'll be, like I said, top 20, maybe top 10, depending on how things shuffle out. But besides that, I also have Fake Artist Goes to New York. I kind of put it on there because although it's a
What does it say?
Fake
What'd you
Artist
say?
Goes
Fake
to
Artist.
New York. Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
He
okay.
gets two.
Yeah.
I get two. Yeah.
I'm going to do like 5 then. No, I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
No, this it's kind of more of an activity almost than maybe playing a board game or whatever. Very party game. So in this game, one person is the fake artist, and everybody gets a piece of paper, and you get your own marker. You're going to draw something, and to kind of dictate, everybody gets everybody gets a card. And it either has like an X on it saying that you're the fake artist, or it has the name of whatever everybody knows about. And on your turn, you're going to put your marker on a piece of paper, and you can't lift it off, but you're going to draw as much or little as you want to kind of hopefully let the other people at the table know that you're one of them. You are not the fake artist, but you also don't want to give away too much.
Yeah, when you say your marker, it's like in your own color,
yes,
so
in your
people
own
know.
Colors. So right,
who
so you
did
can go
what.
back and be like, well, Tim drew this, and that does not go together, and I think he's the fake artist because it doesn't make sense. So
It's like car, and then you drew a triangle as a wheel.
yeah. So also, when it's your turn, you could kind of, because like I said, it's all on one big piece of paper or dry erase board or something. So you can go off and add to the drawing somewhere, or you can add to someone else's drawing to, kind of bring it more in context. So, excellent game. Always have a good time playing it. It's a game that you definitely can introduce to non-board gamers. And it's always been very fun playing with whoever.
Oh, yeah. Real quick, just to back up real quick, you mentioned Dominant Species.
Mm-hmm.
I just did the P500 through GMT for Dominant Species Marine,
Oh, yes.
which is upcoming. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Now the P500, has it already been published prior, or is this a reprinting?
No, this is his sequel to Dominant Species. Like,
Okay, yeah, this is for the first printing then.
yeah, they had to get 500 people before they go
They
ahead.
released it. Uh-huh.
But it's a go. Like, they've got
Oh,
that
yeah,
many,
I bet.
for sure.
Yeah.
So, sadly, Chad Jensen passed away, but he had finished Dominant Species Marine
Mhm.
prior to that, and the only thing left to do was to write out examples of gameplay,
Mhm.
and his wife is
Oh, that's nice.
doing that.
Right.
Yeah, so that one will be coming pretty soon.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
I'm definitely interested.
Yeah, check it out. And then the other thing that you mentioned, Fake Artist Goes to New York. When I looked at for my honorable mention, I looked at my list, from 1 to 20,
Mhm.
and I realized that I didn't have any art games in my list.
Mhm.
Like, that whole category was just, for whatever reason, when I was doing the list, I didn't rate
Didn't
art
come
games
up.
very highly, but I love games that are artistic. And so Fake Artist Goes to New York, or like Dodals or Pictomania, like any of those could have made the list. But in the end, see, I told you I'd have 5. Anyway, in the end,
he's hopping on mine to add more. Yeah, go ahead.
I picked this one, which is Identic, or Duplic. And, this is a 2005 game where, everyone has sheets to draw on, and one person has a card that has a very complicated picture on it. You don't see the questions about the picture. You just see the picture, and you have to describe it to the other people, and they draw the picture while you're describing it to them. You have a minute. That's all you got. So you're talking fast. They're drawing fast. And when you're done with the minute, which is all you get, everyone stops drawing, and then you raise up the rest of the card and you read off the questions like, are there 3 feet visible on the pig, right? Or whatever. And and then people, they score like yes or no on their, you pass it to your neighbor, and they judge you. Does your picture have 3 pig feet? Or can I see 4? Oh, 4.
Have we
Nope, you
played
didn't
this?
get that.
Or
We did. Yeah, we played this.
okay, yeah, I remember doing that. Yeah, it was fun.
So the game is so good because it combines drawing, and you get to draw a whole picture. You get to draw in any way you want, but then it combines it with that communication.
And also, what's important?
Constraint. Yeah, what's important,
Right.
but how do you describe it to somebody really influences what they do. If you told them that the pig only has 3 feet visible, then cool. Hopefully they haven't already drawn a whole pig with more feet or whatever. But just that whole trickiness of how do you describe the game puts this one above the others in terms of that communication puzzle.
Cool. Are we ready to do our number ones then?
We are.
Yeah.
I think mine's going to be the least surprising game, and that's War Machine.
What?
All right. We didn't know, since you talk about it all the time. War Machine is just a miniature game. It's just a miniature game.
Yes.
It's a miniature game for basically 2 players where you choose a warcaster, you have a battle group of these mechs called warjacks, then you have a bunch of units and stuff. Kind of plays like a chess-like thing where you play on an open field, because you use rulers to move around. If you have like picture the terrain from Warhammer 40K or train sets and stuff, you're moving your characters around. They have all these different stats and different abilities and a lot of different interactions and everything. And it's highly, highly strategic, which coming from like what you build and then what you're going against. And then every round of the game, what you're doing, you can do all this setup and combos, and oh man, it is phenomenal. Like basically I have a number 1 favorite and then number 10 and below because it's that fond of in my head. Takes up my top 10. I'm squeezing it in. War
Nice.
Machine.
My number 1 actually did not change. I don't know. Anytime I even think of moving this away from number 1, I just can't do it. It's Shadows over Camelot. It is, everyone knows what the game is, but I mean, it's what I like about it is the social deduction with an actual like board game. Which I know there's games like that, but it just feels different with this one. Especially when you have to take your light action and your dart action, you're always doing something that seems shady just because the game makes you do it.
That's great.
Yep.
And so it keeps that, just that tension with everybody. You never know what exactly is going on. And, you can play it where there might be a chance there's not a traitor and, but
Yeah.
there could be also, so you never know. And it's kind of puzzly in the way of, trying to figure out how to tackle what you're facing on the board and, hand management involved with it. I do like it with the Merlin expansion. I do enjoy that part of it, but I'm fine with the base game too. So,
Same here.
Yeah. So number 1, Shadows over Camelot.
Phenomenal.
It is
game.
really good. I actually, Matt, had this on my sale pile until we played it together. I know. But like your enthusiasm for the game, like reinvigorated my enthusiasm for the game. And now I'm keeping it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, Matt.
You don't get rid of that thing.
I know.
Crazy?
I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I don't even know how it got in that
That
pile,
pile, right?
but now I would
Sometimes
be
it
part of it.
happens.
Yeah.
I think Kat put it there.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
That makes sense.
She does not do well with trader games.
I love
Yeah,
them.
same here.
So
Yeah.
good. So good.
All right. Number one for me is The Voyages of Marco Polo. So,
What?
Yeah.
Ah,
This one moved up.
It did.
So in this game, it's like many Euros. You're gathering up resources to complete these contracts, but you also have to worry about and the game is really tight. By the way, it's like you always need more resources. You always need more money, camels to move around. So you're trying to move around. You are rolling these dice, and it's a dice placement game to do different actions on the board. You're trying to plan ahead and make it to specific cities. All these cities have, the first ones to it gets a benefit. If you get to these small cities, you're going to get a benefit when you get to it. You're going to get that benefit at the start of every round. The big cities are going to give you additional places in which you can do actions. And a big thing I like about this game, which I wish other games kind of implemented, is it gives you a huge stack of cards to give you a lot of variety. So when you come back to the game and you play it again, all these cards are going to be different, and that kind of might dictate the different path you might want to travel through to get different benefits during the game. Also, a big thing about this game is everybody starts with this a power that's asymmetrical, that's kind of really powerful.
Seems overpowered.
But everybody gets this overpowered, ability that you wish you had that other ability, while they also wish that they had your ability. So it also gives you a pretty good amount of different characters. So every time you play, you could possibly be playing with a different character, different layout, and it's going to change up the gameplay quite a bit.
Super good game.
Mm-hmm.
We got to play Marco Polo 2.
Yeah, I'll play it. A lot of people said it's obviously it's going to be prettle similar. I haven't played it just yet, but a lot of people say they prefer Marco Polo 1 just because it's a little bit of a tighter game where they kind of loosened it up in Marco Polo 2.
We'll decide.
Yeah, give it a try.
All right, George, bring us in for your number one
my
game.
number one, my
weird animals
number
on the
one
screen
game
right
is
now.
Otter Poker. And
Otter Poker.
No, I'm making that up. Sorry.
Okay.
It's Inish.
That's what I thought.
It is Inish is a dudes on a map game, and you are trying to either win by getting the most land or enough land, or enough religious sites under your control, or enough what's the other way you can win? Religion, land, or like just leadership, controlling other people's clan members so that you become the King of Ireland. And it is a game of drafting in which there's a very small deck of cards that are being drafted, so you always kind of know what can happen, what people can do, and it's just so tight and so clever in its execution that it is my absolute top number one game, even though it's, in a sense, area control, which is not my favorite thing. This one absolutely breaks the mold for me. It's going to stay number one for a very long time.
It's good stuff. We got to try out the expansion.
Yeah, with the harbors and the seasons. Yeah.
Yeah, this game definitely rewards, being experienced on it, because it's a game that could take, 20 minutes or something, or quite a little bit of time, because you have to be able to see, the board state and see that, oh, well, he can do this in order to win, and I'm going to have to take that card or do something to prevent that.
Right,
So,
or react to it in some way. It's just, there's so many clever things you can do from the limited pool of cards. And then they have this whole deck of cards that are god powers that break those things and just throw a wrench in, and they're great.
Yeah, I like it quite a bit.
All right, well, we've came to our end of our 20 games. Next time we'll do 50, and then we'll cascade from there, and it'll just be our top 1,000 games.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. There's no way. I don't even know. top 100 might be the farthest I could stretch before I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Top 50 is probably good enough for me.
I believe in you, Tim.
Like,
We could make it to like 300 probably.
I mean, I probably could. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to remember what my 210th game is. But top 20 was pretty difficult. I think top 50 would be like, it would encompass every game that I really, really like. And then I would start having to pick stuff just to fill in holes. Anyway, we want to thank you for tuning in to 100 episodes of the MeepleCore podcast. For those who have been there since the beginning, we really appreciate it. It's been pretty cool. Sounds like I'm saying we're going to sign off forever, but I'm not. I'm just saying it's a really cool thing. It's fun to do. It's been a journey. It's been interesting, especially with the pandemic and having to do a lot of these episodes remotely recently. It's changed the way we've put this together and stuff. So I don't know. It's pretty cool. It's good stuff.
Enjoying it.
And I appreciate all you guys for being on as many episodes as you have. So good stuff. I'm not going to tear up. I'm just going to close it out. No. Anyway, this episode was recorded on July 24th, 2020. Send us questions and comments at MeepleCore. Sorry, to MeepleCore@gmail.com. Follow us on MeepleCore. Wow, I'm terrible at the intro or the outro here.
Right?
All right, yeah. Follow MeepleCore on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Check out video versions of the show on youtube.com/MeepleCore. Until next time, this is Tim Jennette, the Metal Meeple.
Matt RoBear.
Eric Ledford.
George Breden.
Keep on rocking and rolling dice.